1310, WGHAM Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. We are Fox Sports. This Fox Sports 1310 update is brought to you by
the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app. Don't forget, you can take us anywhere you go with the Fox Sports 1310 app. Download us now via the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. and this is your Fox Sports update. The Norfolk Tides lost 9-8 after a walk-off home run from Corey Julks to the Charlotte Knights last night.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing a line drive. Base hit to left field that wins the game. Here comes Ramos to score. As Corey Julks, with his third hit of the night, leads Charlotte to a come-from-behind victory. They erase a 5-run deficit and win it with a run here in the bottom half of the ninth inning.
Friday Auto Sports Radio 94.1. Pete Mishu on the call. The series resumes tonight in Charlotte at 6:05. The Houston Rockets survived at home last night, 131-116. Amen Thompson had 25.6 rebounds and 5 steals. Golden State still leads the series 3-2. The 6th seed Minnesota Timberwolves advanced to the second round after beating the Lakers 103-96. Rudy Gobert had 27 points and 24 boards. The Timberwolves will play the winner of the Warriors and Rockets series. It's the morning drive with Johnny D, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 100.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Cova Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. Let's get straight to the show, everybody.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D. Powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Hey. How we doing, boys?
Back.
Good morning.
Yes.
Morning.
Great to be here. Spectacular morning. 6:03 on a Thursday here in Hampton Roads. Temperature outside is like 97 this morning.
Felt like it.
Little humid this morning.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning, turned on the sprinkler system, decided to get a little extra douse on the grass this morning. Where I got in my front yard, the grass just does not grow. In the backyard, it is lush. Like, it is plush. It is beautiful.
The sun gets there in the backyard.
It's gorgeous. You take the shoes off. You just walk through it. Not a problem, right? It reminds me of what my hair looked like in my 20s is the backyard. And then the front yard, just patchy.
Wow.
There's a lot of bare spots when you start looking at it.
Great analysis.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But, hey, look, great to be with you here on a Thursday morning. It is the Morning Drive. Johnny D. Suave, J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, you can check us out on the X this morning at Drive Johnny D on Instagram and the Morning Drive Johnny D. Hey, look, we are broadcasting live in living color. We do it each and every morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. A lot to get into. We've been off the last couple of days. It's been nice. Back, and what do we come back to last night? If you're just waking up, a little NBA playoff action. The Lakers are done.
Yes, they are.
They are done. They are out. It is official.
Nah.
Feel like we're in church.
Hey,
right?
Goodbye.
Feel like we're at Suave's church right now.
Yeah. Suave's loving it.
He is loving it.
Yes.
T-Wolves were a winner last night, 103-96. They close out the series. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, they have been eliminated, which, look, I'm going to pound my chest just a little bit this morning, simply for the fact of I was flying back into town last night, and I'm at a layover in Chicago, and I'm rushing from one plane to another, as you normally do, because the airline industry, man, I'll tell you what, it's a little bit upside down right now, but that's okay. And I could do an entire 3-hour show on the fact that I was delayed at one, deplaned on another one. I mean, it's amazing. But as I am getting ready and I'm scrambling to get the boarding pass and everything else, who texts me out of the blue? The one and only Paulie.
Oh, boy.
I was going to say, I didn't text you last
No, you did not text me. Well, the Knicks were not playing. I'm surprised you didn't text me the other night when the Knicks lost, but that's okay. The Knicks are back in action tonight, and pretty much my lock is take Detroit tonight and put it all on Detroit tonight.
and
Okay.
then take the Knicks in Game 7.
And then I don't even know about that at this point.
Where they going to play at? New York or Detroit?
No, tonight is at Detroit.
I'm talking about Game 7.
Oh, good. Game 7's at the Garden.
Oh.
It's in New York.
Mm.
But he just, out of the blue, Paulie's like, who do you like tonight? Right? I'm going to put a little cash in your pocket. Who do you like tonight? And I said, I don't know. Who do you like? And then, of course, he gives me his. Hold on. I got to scroll here. He likes Golden State money line, Minnesota plus the 5.5, but I think the Lakers will win. That's Paulie last night. And I go, look, man. I go, the Rockets have got to win this game. In fact, I'm taking the Rockets. No, you're crazy. Can't take the Rockets. You're crazy. It's Golden State. I said, okay. And he goes, not that hard to see LeBron and Luka both quit if Minnesota gets up big in the fourth. And I said, wow. Like just hot takes. Paulie, instead of having him for the radio show, he's just got hot takes on my text. So I told him, I go, look, here's what I'm going with. I'm going to go with the Rockets straight up. And I go, might put a small amount on Minnesota money line just because it's sitting at plus 200, which I did last night.
Nice.
And I come out with a little 2-0 and might quit while I'm ahead. Might quit
There
while
you
I'm
go.
ahead. But yeah, last night, if you're just waking up, NBA playoffs, Golden State gets destroyed by Houston 131-116. They lead that series 3-2. That heads back to Golden State. And the Timberwolves winning 103-96. And that is closed out. T-Wolves are on fire right now. I think they won, 21 of their last 26.
Yes, sir.
There was a stretch last night where I don't think J-Lo could have been the best three-point shooter on the floor for Minnesota at one point. What did they end up with? 17 of 47 last night?
Yeah.
Something
That was
disgusting.
outrageous.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So bad. I mean, we're talking about professional basketball players. 17 of 47, I think.
Actually, 7 of 47.
7 of 47. See, I was giving him 10 more.
Exactly.
Well, that was nice of you.
Shame on me.
Anthony
Nice of
Edwards was nothing of 0 for 11,
Oh,
and still came out beat the Lakers.
well, they win because of one and only Rudy Gobert.
Rudy.
We've been talking so much about Anthony Edwards in this series, and it's actually Rudy Gobert, which the talking heads will talk about all day long today. But the topic of conversation is not going to be about Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert and Minnesota, and are they the team that can knock off Oklahoma City out of the West? Nobody's going to be talking about that today, guys. They're going to be talking about Luka.
Yep.
They're going to be talking about LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this on the flight last night on my way back going, if the Lakers lose, and I mean, they weren't even close in this series. JJ Redick got pounded for his, hey, look, I'm not going to sub anybody in the second half ordeal the last game.
Rookie mistake.
Does this make Nico Harrison look a little bit better?
It's so funny because Boogie Cousins said the exact
Mhm.
same thing. He was saying maybe Nico was right. Now, the thing about Nico was right that Luka plays absolutely zero defense. So we already know that. But Luka also is protected in Dallas because you have 4 other players that can kind of pick up that defensive position for him while he could just go out and score buckets. But also what made it even worse about this game, they brought up to LeBron in the press conference. They wanted to go centerless basketball.
Yeah.
And look what happened with that. Because you went centerless basketball, Rudy put up this 27-24, and now the Anthony Davis trade looks like technically nobody have won because you have no centers. So the question is, what are you going to do in the offseason? Are you going to be aggressive? Because you got to surround Luka with something, and next year may be LeBron's last year.
Well, the funny thing about all of this is when Luka Doncic came over from Dallas, they talked about getting a center at the trade deadline. And if you guys remember, they did have a center at the trade deadline.
The guy from Charlotte.
Mark Williams, local guy.
Yep.
Mark Williams, out of Duke, out of IMG, out of Norfolk Academy. Mark Williams was that guy, and the trade got rescinded because of whatever reason.
It's physical.
Yeah, Charlotte's fault. Is it the Lakers' fault? But Luka did say, hey, look, I need a little bit of rim protection. Why? Because you look at the way they play defense in Dallas, that's how they play.
Mm-hmm.
Everything gets funneled to a big man who's going to bail you out, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know Luka's going to get blown by. Now I got a big man who it could funnel to, he could protect the rim. Now all of a sudden it doesn't look so bad. You don't have that with the Lakers.
Nope.
Which again, find very hard to believe in professional basketball. You can't find a 7'1" rim protector outside of Mark Williams. Like, there is nobody else available.
No.
They decided to not go that route, and they lose it. But, I was thinking about that. Like, maybe this guy, you got to believe that dude is sitting at home.
Oh, loving it.
Oh, Nico?
Feet kicked up,
Mm-hmm.
watching that game last night.
Smoking a
Going,
good cigar.
Exactly. A cigar in his mouth.
yeah, saying, who's the idiot now? Now, look,
Well,
he lost his entire fan base.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
And lost in the play-in.
But it does lessen the blow a little bit,
No question.
knowing that he's still got an Anthony Davis coming back. He's got
Kyrie Irving.
he's got Supermax over there that he brought in.
Yeah.
They got a couple of draft picks. He's got some good young talent, bigs in the paint. You never know how this is going to map out, but not a good look last night for the Lakers and Luka Doncic, and not a good look for JJ Redick in his first year, who got abused after that other game. Like, how do you play these guys 40 plus minutes? No subs in the second half. You're talking about a 40-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm 53. I barely got up this morning. I barely got up this morning. This dude is 40, 41 years of age, almost playing back-to-back. Now, Luka Doncic should be able to play an entire half of basketball at, 26 years old?
Yeah.
Yes.
But we all know about the conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
But it is going to be interesting for the Lakers, just the blowback today by the talking heads. I can't wait to watch it this afternoon. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're not the only one.
Oh God! Look, there's a dude at ESPN who is grinning ear to ear right now.
Yep.
I mean, the next president.
The next president of the United States, who's grinning ear to ear right now.
We just had an awesome show on General Hospital, being his James Bond self.
Dude, I can't do that, man. My wife watches General Hospital all the time. Like, that's her routine. Is she'll get home from work, and we start to get dinner ready. She pours a glass of wine and she sits down. I got to watch my program. That's what she calls it, a program.
Oh, no, it ain't stories no more.
Right? No, it's not story. Stories are Hallmark.
A Hallmark, okay.
Right? So we're talking about the program.
Yes.
And she'll nestle in, and we pull up the library on the DVR and whatever you call it these days. And there it is, a little General Hospital. And every time he pops up, I'm going, this dude, what is this dude doing? Why does GH have to bring him on?
Because he's bricks, man.
He is not Sonny Corinthos. All right? He ain't Sonny Corinthos. I wish I was on a soap opera, though, because it seems like those cats work every other week. Like, they're part of a script for a week, and then they're off for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my type of schedule.
They get paid well, too.
They get paid real. Hey, my type of schedule.
Absolutely.
They get paid, number one. And number two, they get to pick their schedule. Whatever's in the script.
Couldn't ask for a better schedule.
You just hope you don't pull up the script one day and you go, damn, I'm dead. They wrote me off. What did I do? Who did I piss off in the writer's room?
The numbers like, what did I do? Did I
Seriously. You just got to go down. Where's my line? Where's my line?
It's
Bullet,
on an elevator shaft.
bullet to the chest. What?
Huh?
Damn.
So did you see it, J-Lo? Stephen A. Smith on General Hospital?
I didn't watch it.
I
No.
can't do it, man.
Don't worry. You can look on social
I don't
media.
think I'm missing anything.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
He bricks. He comes to save his mafia friend and shoots the nurse.
Yeah.
But he does so smooth with it, though.
He's so smooth with
He's
it.
smooth with it.
Unbelievable.
Other headlines just very quickly. Last night, the Capitals took care of business, so they finish off the Habs in the first series to win. So they're moving on. What else is going on? What did the Admirals and Tides? I've been out of the loop. For those who just tuned in, we've been off for 3 days. I haven't even been on the East Coast. I will tell you this and put it up on the poll this morning. I thought about this one too. A lot of thoughts going on while you're on a 4-hour, 5-hour flight. And here is the thought. Is it better to be a sports fan living on the East Coast or the West Coast?
This is a debate. I've
a
seen a
great
lot of
debate,
this. We can talk a lot about this throughout the entire
So,
show.
so please put it on the poll this morning on the X at Drive Johnny D. I got to be honest with you. A little bit strange at 4:40 in the afternoon watching my Knicks.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was glorious because of the 3-hour difference.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
No, I tell you right now, I would love being on the West Coast for sports' sake because, first of all, you're not dealing with 10 o'clock starts anymore. That's going to be your 7 o'clock start whenever you have a game on the West Coast, whether it's baseball. Sometimes you have late football starts, whatever. especially when you're talking about not Pac-12 anymore, but some of those West Coast college football games, they start so late for us. I mean, think about it. For college football for the West Coast, you wake up on a Saturday at 9 o'clock, you have college football on. Like, that's awesome to me. And you have it all the way through until about 10 o'clock at night when it's all over.
When I had my first taste when I lived in Vegas in my early 20s, and it was a Sunday morning, and it's 9:30, and the sports book was packed.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, wow, think about that. Just wake it up, get a little workout in, get a little bit of breakfast. Oh, by the way, the NFL is kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how it felt. And I was thinking about that as a sports fan. For me, man, living on the West Coast, tremendous. And I had a chance to sync up with our boy Sedano. Oh, I got to tell you this story very quick.
Go for it.
And then, of course,
we got time.
And then we got plenty of time.
Exactly.
We got 3 hours.
3 hours.
We can do whatever we want. 3 hours. I'll tell you this quick story. So, our boy, friend of the program, George Sedano, with ESPN, and he does the radio show out there at ESPN LA, which is the home of the Lakers, the Rams, USC, I forget what else. And I'm like, hey, I'm in town. Let's hook up. Not a problem. I get off the air at 6, got done about 6:15, 6:30, finds a place in Manhattan Beach, which was right near where he lives, a little bit south of LA. I said, perfect. Was not looking forward to driving into downtown LA where the studio was. Okay, so fine. So we find this place. It's called Tin Roof was the name of the restaurant. I get there a little bit early because, look, I'm one of these guys where if I have not eaten all day, I'm going to go early. I'm going to get a table before our reservation. And even if you don't show up on time, I'm getting something to eat. When you hit the table, there are appetizers or starters that are already.
That's true. When we went to Shorebreak the one time,
right?
Suave, remember? There's already pretzels there or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think of it as a little bit of selfishness. Yes. But I'm also accommodating my guests by the time they sit down, there's stuff already laid out. So I got there. This place was a circus. And all I wanted to do was watch the end of the Knicks game. And then I was like, oh, God, now I got to watch the end of the Knicks game. And I'm in a Lakers place.
Yep.
Not a good combination.
No, it's not.
So I get there, man. I order up a little firecracker shrimp, some spicy shrimp rolls, whatever it might be. So George shows up. We're having a good time. This dude is a freaking celebrity. Numerous people are coming over to the table. Hey, man, love your radio show. Love your work with ESPN and the NBA and everything else. He is the nicest guy. George he's just humble as could be. He is the salt of the earth. He's having a conversation with the wait staff and everything else. Owner comes over. Hey, bottle of wine. It's on me. Nice little Pinot. And then I think he felt bad. So the guy comes back with a second bottle of wine. And he goes, sir, here's what. Forget about me. Just give it to him. I'm telling you, people are taking pictures. And then it's funny because they're all about him. And they're like, who's this dude?
Who's this guy?
I'm the side piece at this point, which I did not mind being the side piece at all. So I'm like,
for you, because you want attention.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just like, oh, this is great.
But were you telling the people, yeah, I hired this guy?
No. Not at all.
Come on,
not at all.
Nope, come on.
Not at all. Look, you're not going to stick your chest out when you really have nothing to stick your chest out about.
And besides, you just sit back and just look like I gave the guy opportunity. You just look back and just think of it like, yeah, I knew it was going to be when I first got you. So you're basically your fruits of your labor.
I think they thought I was a retired NBA guy. Seriously,
from the 80s.
Yeah, like a retired 12th man on a roster type of dude. 6'7", just hanging out with a guy who works at ESPN. He was an absolute celebrity at this place. Got 2 bottles of wine. I mean, these people are just bringing stuff up to him. And oh, by the way, this is my friend John. And I'm like, hey, thanks for the compliment. Oh, the guy would shake my hand. I'm like, please, don't even waste your time. I'm a nobody. I don't even live here. Like, don't even waste your time. No, sir, would you like a bottle of wine? No, please. Well, look at me. All right, stop. But just a big time celeb. But it was good to link up. He said hello to the boys. Say hello to the boys for me. I said, great. I said, when you're done big timing us, we can get you back on the radio show. He said, not a problem. He said, I don't blame him. He ain't getting up at.
It's extra
5 in
early
the
for
morning,
him.
like 3 in the morning.
Dude, it's 3. You're having a really hard time with the time difference, aren't you?
Currently, it is 3:19 in the
yeah,
morning.
Yeah,
3:19,
it's a 3-hour difference.
I know.
Yeah, he ain't getting up at
I
If
know
we,
that.
if we have him on at our very end segment, that's 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah, but we had a good time. And here's the best part about it is because this is how I roll.
Mhm.
Okay. We go out, we have dinner. Thankfully, they did not charge us for the bottle of wines because I picked up the tab.
Oh man,
Wow.
Guy
that's
makes
nice of you.
well, because again, I have not seen him in person in probably 20 plus years.
Really?
Ooh.
Seriously. Oh, yeah. Because we were together down in Miami.
Mhm.
I want to say it was the late 90s. I had just gotten married.
Man,
That's how long
Wow.
ago it
that is
was.
a long time.
Right. Yeah. And, I moved, went up to Philly. He stayed in Miami. He did his thing in Miami. He did the Fox Sports. That he went to Connecticut for a little bit. He was up in Bristol for a couple of years. Then he went out to L.A., where he said he's never moving. Like the weather out in L.A., it's just ridiculous out there. It's just totally ridiculous. It was gorgeous the entire time. Just absolutely gorgeous. Although it does get a little bit chilly at night, believe it or not. But he's like, yeah, I'm never moving.
I don't blame him. I mean,
I
he's
don't
living
blame
the
him.
life. He's got his legacy established. He's a celebrity over there.
He is he's enjoying his best life. Our radio show is great. He does a show with Scotty Kaplan, who I worked with down in Miami as well. They do a great job of the radio show. And then, of course, he's doing a lot of the play-by-play, still doing the ACC network for college football.
Mm-hmm.
And the NBA, I think his schedule was any game 6 or game 7s. So guess what? Got a little
He's
bit of a
on the
break.
schedule.
I got a break now.
You got a little bit of a break this
Yeah.
week with no game 6s or game 7s, unless we see what happens with the Clippers and the Nuggets in that series.
Yeah, that may go game 7.
But it was good to see him. But he said hello to you guys. But it was, look, man, it was a good time. It's just funny how people are coming up to the table.
That's awesome.
This is how it felt like. And it's like if we went to Shorebreak. They're like, Johnny, haven't seen you in a while. That's because I come in here every other day. Okay. But yeah, he was an absolute celeb. And hey, I give it up to the ownership. They came over, a couple of bottles of wine. Hey, take it. Here's a bottle. I'm not putting this on the plane. My wife don't drink red. She drinks white. Give it to him.
Mhm.
Appreciate you. And they kind of give that look like, who is this guy? I'm nobody.
They just look at you.
Yeah.
They just assume you flew out from New York yesterday.
I'm nobody. Trust me. I'm nobody.
They assume you flew out from New York.
I'm an ex-NBAer. 11th man, Portland
You
Trailblazers
should
back
have
in the
told that
day.
story.
Wow,
I don't
you
know
went
why
to
you
the
didn't
most-
try that.
No,
You should have.
No, that's the
Smallest
story.
market you
That-
can think of.
Smallest market that I could think of. 11th man on the Trailblazers roster.
And
Yep.
just go with it because nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Are they going to fact check me?
Exactly.
What's your
that's what
name? I'm
saying.
going to Google you.
Yeah,
Don't Google
the
me.
Portland Trail.
Please don't Google
Okay.
All right, 6:22 on a Thursday. What else we got going on today? I know you guys want to get into, so coming up, we'll talk a little bit about the Commanders' new home.
Mhm.
I know
Yeah.
you guys are all
RFK.
giddy about that. I saw that news. Admirals back in action. They have moved on, so we'll get into that. The Orioles. J-Lo wants to talk Orioles this morning. I don't know why. Maybe because they beat my Yankees again
No.
last
It's a
night.
interesting
Nothing to do
story.
with that.
Yeah, so we got to get. He was telling me a little bit about the story. I did not see it, so we'll talk about that interesting story. The Orioles entertainment headlines coming up at 6:45 this morning. A 7:00 hour. We'll get into a little NFL talk. One thing you did bring up, the quarterback battles. We are really going to discuss a quarterback battle in Cleveland.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
Hank, I know Hank listening. Me and
Mhm.
Hank was even doing a quarterback battle for Cleveland. Who's going to be the starter? That's what
Wow. This is what's being discussed offline.
yeah.
You and Hanker.
Unbelievable.
You and Hanker. Me and Paul are discussing how we can make money, and you and Hank are discussing offline the quarterback situation in Cleveland, the QB room in Cleveland. That's good stuff right there. That's the 7:00 hour. Our girl Marisa is back in the 8:00 hour. Our mailbag, we'll get into that, a little NBA action. And of course, the Tell 'em Kellum talk and text line is open all morning long at 757-497-1310. That is 757-497-1310. And do me a favor, who's in charge of the social media? Is that you, Suave?
Yeah.
Throw it into the comment box this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Our question, if you are a sports fan, is it better to live on the West Coast or the East Coast? I got to tell you, West Coast all day long. to J-Lo's point, if you could be watching a 10 o'clock game at 7 o'clock at night,
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Waking up 6:30, 7 o'clock, knowing that I just watched everything that I wanted to watch last night, and there ain't nothing going on. I mean, the second you wake up, what's on? First Take, Get Up, then you get into a little Pat McAfee, all that good stuff, right? Also, can we put up on the poll, because George and I were talking about this. As Pat McAfee starting to lose its traction a little bit, do you think? Is it still as popular as ever? Or do you think recently it's lost a little bit of momentum? I want to get into that conversation sometime today, because I got a feeling just reading some of the chat boards this morning over the last week or so with all the wrestling stuff and all the stuff that's been going on. I think McAfee may be coming down the other side of the mountain is what I think. So we'll get into it. Look, plenty of stuff to get into. Good to be here this morning. Warpath has chimed in. Welcome back, fellas. Good to be back.
Yes, it
Appreciate
is.
you.
Coming up on the other side.
Warpath.
Coming up on the other side, I'm going to find out what these two have been doing since I've been gone, because we have had little to no conversation. That's how we roll outside of the
Ain't
studio.
that something, y'all?
Unbelievable. So look, you guys are busy. I'm busy. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, we do.
6:25. It's Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Unbound.org. The right lane is blocked off due to an accident on 64 westbound between Armistead Avenue and 664. 564 westbound is seeing some congestion between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. We are seeing some construction work on 564 eastbound between Terminal Boulevard and 64. Closure should be opening back up at 10:30 a.m. And traffic is flowing freely on 664 both north and southbound crossing MMBT. I'm Olena Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change their world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org.
Power failures.
Chicago tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services, because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
Visit pandasfight.com and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Let's fight cancer together. Visit pandasfight.com.
It is time for Steve Covino.
Yeah.
Rich Davis. Perfect. This is Covino and Rich.
The Super Bowl doesn't prove that the NFL is king. Having 250,000 people stand in a parking lot to hear 32 men's names called, that proves that the NFL is king. Unreal, the interest level. The calling of 32 men's names. NFL king.
Covino and Rich. Weekday afternoons 5 to 7 on Fox Sports 1310. This is the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
Yeah, great to be with you on a Thursday edition of the program, 6:30. A reminder, the comment box is open this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Got a comment, drop it into the comment box this morning. A couple of poll questions up and rolling on the X this morning at Drive Johnny D. But great to be with you again. If you're just joining us, little NBA playoffs last night. Timberwolves a winner over the Lakers, 103-96. The Lakers are out. And also Houston has extended that series. It goes back to Golden State. They were a winner 131-116 last night. Is it even more disappointing if you're a Laker fan to know that you lost, not because of Anthony Edwards last night, but because of Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, especially that exchange that Rudy and LeBron had the previous game.
Yeah.
The way they was going back and forth, and Rudy had the last laugh.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, ahead of the playoffs, the Lakers had the third best odds at winning the NBA Finals at a plus 1,300. The sixth-seeded Timberwolves were ninth at plus 4,000. Timberwolves are playing really well right now. Really well right now. I mean, they're on fire right now. They could be that team coming out of the West. We will see. But 6:31 of the program. All right, so let's talk a little bit. Which direction you guys want to go? You want to talk a little RFK? We want to talk about the Orioles.
We talk a little Orioles really quick.
I know you are giddy to talk Orioles.
We could do RFK either. It don't matter to me.
No, this is your segment.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want.
Well, we can talk some Orioles. They did win last night. We can get to some more local scores here in just a minute against the Yankees. I'm not trying to rage bait you with the Yankees there.
I think you did.
They just so happened to win last night. Listen, I set this up.
I don't want to rage bait you, but again, I know you brought it up in the opening segment, and I know you were ticked off that the Orioles won the series against the Yankees, even though Aaron Judge won a home run. But I'm going to bring it up again.
I set up this segment before yesterday's game even happened, so there you go. No, the Orioles have been struggling. I know that the last couple of games they've gotten a couple wins, but currently right now they're sitting 12-18, last place in the AL East, which has been bad. Bullpen's been atrocious, fourth worst batting average in the MLB. They've been a terrible team. We know this. They have not lived up to expectations at all. We're talking about a potential title contender, and they have not done that. Everything seems to be going wrong. When I say everything, I mean everything. I don't know if you saw the story, Suave, about Masson Plus.
Yeah.
So really, it's a good thing. Originally, I had my rant about a month ago now when we did the show on Cova when Johnny was off about how annoyed I was with baseball blackouts because, like for you, Johnny, you have YouTube TV, right? And you don't get the Masson games, correct?
That is correct, man. You're preaching to the choir on this one. And I know, what was it last night? The game was on Amazon.
Yeah.
I think last night.
Yes.
I just don't even know where to find the game anymore. But go ahead.
Yeah. So now Masson came out. I guess they got some sort of agreement. If you are in the market, so if you live where we live, you can pay, I think it's like $89.99 a month, or for the whole year, and you get all the Orioles games, or you get all the Nationals.
So
games.
there's no blackouts.
There's no, but unless it's on like Amazon or something.
All right.
But
so
you can get all the regional broadcast, every regional broadcast you get.
My question is, being a Yankee fan, and my pops is a Yankee fan. That's the only reason we got the package.
Yep.
Is so he could sit down, watch the Yankee games, and ask for Aaron Boone to be fired by the third inning. That is a common practice in the household when I go over there.
Yep.
So what you're telling me is, according to this, if the Yankees are playing the Orioles or the Nationals, whichever one it is, that game will not be blacked out unless it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
or on Apple
or Fox sometimes,
or
whatnot.
Fox or whatever
Yes,
else. Which,
correct.
if it is, then I could see it on those
yes,
stations.
on national TV anyways. But yes, so really it's a good thing until some reports came out. When fans first started buying this package, they weren't charged $89.99 for the year, Johnny D. They were charged $8,999 to see all the Orioles games.
How does that even go through on your credit card?
$99.
I mean, I don't have a credit card limit like Suave. Suave's got a 10 grand. Suave's got a 10 grand limit.
Oh, okay.
That's a drop in the bucket for Suave. That's happy hour for Suave.
How about that?
I
mean, how annoyed would you be? Let's just say you were an Orioles. Pretend you and your pops were Orioles fans, and you buy this package, and all of a sudden you get a call from your credit card. What'd you buy for $8,999?
Yeah. Well, it's not going through. I can tell you that much.
Fans were not happy. There was a lot of remorse.
Look, you're getting a fraud alert.
Yeah. Scam.
Fraud alert just came up,
Yeah.
and it has everything to do with the Orioles. Right? It's a fraud alert that's on my credit card statement about the Orioles.
double fraud.
It's absurd.
So absolutely everything is going wrong for the Orioles right now. Their fans are getting scammed. And it's the same for the Nationals too, but I only heard reports for mainly the Orioles. But I guess the fans got their money back. Thank goodness, because my God. But overall, they won a series against the Yankees. Now they got to move on. But realistically, there's a common denominator with their losses, I think, and it's the offseason. We talked about this during the offseason. We talked about it going into opening day, how they did nothing in the offseason. They lost their veteran starting pitcher. They don't have a veteran presence in that locker room. They're all super young. They have so many good young prospects that have come through over the last few years, but they have no veteran mix up with them. They just haven't developed well, I don't think, once they get to the big leagues. So
they get crushed on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Those that cover the Orioles on a regular basis, they just get crushed. The lack of movement last year at the deadline, the fact that you allowed your best pitcher to walk out the door, which I don't know if you're going to pay that. What was it, Corbin Burns?
Yeah.
That type of money.
But you got to find somebody else.
But I am amazed. They got a lot of good young talent. None of it is pitching, is it?
No, not really.
It seems like none of it is pitching.
They have Povich and Chase McDermott. That's about it, though. And
Crazy.
they're not even doing that good.
No,
So-
not at all. So
the Orioles have been struggling as of late. That's kind of the story I wanted to get into with that. And we can get to RFK here in just a minute, but if we want really quick to get into the scoreboard for last night.
Yeah, let's
since
talk.
we're already talking about it.
Let's talk a little local action. What did I miss?
Yeah, no. So we talked about the Orioles, and then the Nationals played the Phillies. They lost 7-2. And the Norfolk Tides played yesterday, and they got walked off. They lost to the Charlotte Knights 9-8. That was.
Did you work that game?
I did not.
See, you're not a mush.
Yeah.
They got walked off. You didn't work that game.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so as for the Norfolk Admirals, they're not playing tonight, but they resume tomorrow night. They start the second round against none other than their rivals, Johnny D. Trois Riviere, that Weston DeWitt's talked about, the blatant hatred there, as he likes to say. They beat the Wheeling Nailers in 5 games. They had one loss last Friday. They lost 4-1, but they won on the Saturday game 5-2. So now they play Trois Riviere. They'll be on the road for 2 games, come home for 3 games, and go on the road for the final 2. 7-game series.
Okay, so they're not the higher seed, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Wow. 3 at home. I really hope this area does a better job of supporting them.
Now, it will be on the
when they come
weekend
home.
this time, I think. I'm
Well,
going to double check
that'll
that.
be nice.
That'd be better.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah. They'll be here on a Thursday night, a Friday night, and then a Sunday night. So a little bit
That
better
Friday
than a Wednesday,
probably,
Thursday.
Yeah, Friday maybe a turn up.
I think we need to get Suave on the glass.
We get Suave on
We gotta
the
get-
Give me on a Zamboni.
Zamboni.
I just want to get him on the cam.
Yes.
Like the arena cam.
Yes.
Banging
Suave
on
on
the
the
glass.
arena cam would be perfect.
Banging on the glass.
You know, a lot of those hockey events, they've got the lookalike cams. Have you seen that where they put a picture up
They'll put like
and
a
then they
cartoon
slide it?
character or
Yeah, I think you could come up with about 10 of them for Suave.
I would love to know what's in
Best
your
one.
mind
We gotta
right
think
now.
about this.
I would love to know.
I want to know myself. Do you have one in mind, or we got to think about this later?
I got to think about this one.
We'll get back to this.
Suave has that look where he looks like a number of different people,
He looks like some sort of character.
right? He looks like a number of different people.
It's all out of love, Suave. We swear.
Yeah, for you, but Johnny D, oh no.
Oh, no. Look at me, please. I mean, there's nobody that looks like this. This is a face only a mother can love.
What's his name? What about the guy from Bob Burgers? That's what your cartoon picture looks like on the thing. Remember?
Yeah, I've had people comment on that. They said that looks nothing like me. And I go, that's why it's good. That's why it's still up. Because it doesn't look like me at all. Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. So that's our local beat.
Yes, it is.
What we got going on. All right, 6:39 of the program. Straight ahead, we will open up the entertainment page. Suave's got your headlines coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll talk a little NBA playoffs. We'll also get into some NFL post-draft breakdown. I know a lot of people are very opinionated on the Cleveland Browns quarterback room.
Yeah.
And I also want to get into the punishment that the NFL had for Jeff Ulbrich on the Atlanta Falcons.
This is unbelievable. We never got to get to the story, did we?
No, because we was off.
Yeah.
We're going to get to it today.
Yeah, we'll get to this today. I just ludicrous what we're talking about. A 5th-round pick. I want you guys to understand that our 2 NFL headlines this morning have to do with a 5th-round pick. Who may not even play.
Yeah.
5th-round pick.
That's unbelievable.
All right, it's Thursday edition. It's the morning draft.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Unbound.org. The right lane is blocked off due to an accident on 64 westbound between Armistead Avenue and 664. 564 westbound is seeing some congestion between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. We are seeing some construction work on 564 eastbound between Terminal Boulevard and 64. Closure should be opening back up at 10:30 a.m. And traffic is flowing freely on 664 both north and southbound crossing MMBT. I'm Alina Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
I'm Dr. Mark Cardelia, orthopedic surgeon and surgical director of the CHKD Sports Medicine Program. We see a lot of knee injuries in student athletes these days, and many of these are ACL tears. Parents often ask how to know when a knee injury may be serious. The most obvious symptom is severe pain or swelling in the knee joint. Your child may have heard a pop when the injury occurred. Look for signs they can't put weight on the knee around 48 hours after the injury, or if the knee feels unstable or wobbly. Those are all signs you should see a CHKD sports medicine specialist. Our sports medicine physicians, surgeons, athletic trainers, and physical therapists understand the needs of growing athletes and tailor treatment to fit each child's age and level of activity. Our goal is to accurately diagnose the problem in a timely fashion and provide the treatment that will ensure a safe return to activity. Kids want to play, and we want to help them get back in the game. To learn more, visit chkd.org. Sports medicine at CHKD.
Game, monitoring the incoming storm, catching your favorite talk show. These are just a few of the reasons more than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio. And did you know, AM radio is the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping the public safe in dangerous times. No matter what the reason, Fox Sports 1310 AM is here to serve you. Visit wearebroadcasters.com to learn more and tell us how you depend on AM.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, it's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
Again, I apologize at 6:45 on a Thursday. I'm not sure what this music is. 6 o'clock hour, man. It's got to be a little bit more uplifting. It's got to be a little bit moving. It's got to be a louder.
I can't keep a straight face.
Wow. Wow. Before we get to Suave and the entertainment page, just going to let you know that it's already begun. It's already begun. What am I talking about, Suave?
What's that, John?
What do you think has already begun?
The quarterback battle in Cleveland?
No. No.
I don't know.
The talking heads have already gone to social media. And here's Craig Carton of FS1. Right, breakfast ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say that now official that Steph Curry has passed LeBron James on the list of best basketball players of all time. MJ is still number one, of course, but whenever you had LeBron, you have to knock him down one spot and elevate Curry. Facts. So here's LeBron. First round, he's ousted 2 years in a row, by the way. 2 years in a row, by the way.
That's correct.
You brought in Luka. This was supposed to be a dynamic duo. They don't get it done. Now you're going to get the talking heads talking about legacy. Where does LeBron fall legacy? Does this impact his legacy? Is it a bad look? This dude has been scrutinized over the last month or so.
Yep.
Everything he has done, every appearance he's made, every comment about his son, and whatever it might be. There has not been an athlete over the last month that has been more picked apart or scrutinized than LeBron James. So here we go. Get ready. The entire day, mark it down. Every single show. First take, get up, the facility, speak, first things first, whatever you watch.
Everything.
Pat McAfee, it's all going to be talking about it, right?
Yes.
Where does LeBron rank after being eliminated again?
Does this affect his legacy, the first round ousting?
But I was trying to remember who was it. I know I watched Sports Center, and I didn't never thought about this, but she brought it up. LeBron's been in LA for how many years? 5 years?
Has it been only 5 years?
I feel like it's been long.
Right before COVID.
I want to say 2018.
So
No, right before COVID.
Right before COVID. So yeah about
Probably
2019. Yeah, okay. So besides that bubble championship that really have everybody have asterisks beside. Exactly.
Nobody cares about it.
Has he won anything?
He still won. He won with a bubble.
Yep.
No one really.
Look,
no one pretends to that.
No, they
really
do.
I'm not going to take it away.
They do.
It's an asterisk, man.
Why is there an asterisk on it?
For one, I understand you wanted to do the bubble because
everybody was playing. Everybody was playing.
And plus, weren't they like already first place in the regular season before the COVID thing?
They were having a good year. Look, the bottom line is everybody was playing, and it was at a neutral court, which there was no home court advantage at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I get tired of the asterisk thing. Look, everybody agreed with it, and they were all playing. They're all playing for an NBA title. They're all getting paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think – I know you're not alone on that. I think a lot of people.
No,
but
because I never really thought about it like he been in LA for so long. I thought it was like 4 years, but when it was like, no, he's been in for so long and he only won one championship, was this considered a success, him being in LA? So I just kept thinking about it. Yeah, it's very interesting thinking about it because how many times has he helped in LA? Yeah, Anthony Davis. Okay, you only won one. You had Luka, didn't win one. You moved all these pieces that was in LA, and you only won one time. So was it a success?
I don't know. Put it up on the poll this morning on the exit drive, Johnny D. It is an interesting question. I count the championship.
I do too.
I do count the championship. A lot of people don't. Other people like to say that the NBA handed it to them when they were playing the Warriors, when Draymond Green got in a little bit of an issue and they had him sit out a couple of games, right?
Yes.
Remember that one?
Yes.
That's a Stephen A thing right there. I guarantee you that comes up in conversation again today.
Ended up the Cleveland when he was with Cleveland.
Yeah, how the NBA just handed it to him.
Yeah.
With the suspension of Draymond Green for a couple of games.
Yep.
However, he still had to win it. I'm also seeing reports this morning that he's going to decide on his future. Guarantee you he's going to be back. This dude is all about the limelight. He's all about the headlines. There is no way in hell he is not having an entire year where they celebrate him. Right? You're just not walking off, never to be seen again. He will have a farewell tour.
Oh, yeah. Like Coach K.
Fuck question, yeah.
He'll have a whole, this is LeBron's final time playing in Cleveland or Chicago or whatever the city is.
Yeah, there will be an entire year.
A whole ceremony, every single game.
Just us just smooching at the feet of the king for the entire year. That's going to happen.
It will.
No way he shows up a month from now and says, I'm done playing. Yeah. That's not going to happen.
No.
But they are talking about, will he be back for his 23rd season? Good heavens, man. God bless
Number
him.
on his jersey.
23 seasons.
Well,
all right.
What the real 23 is, though.
Yes, we do. 6:51 hit it. It's time for the entertainment page.
Sir.
Here's what's trending in entertainment.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get right to it, y'all. We're trending entertainment. This story has been going on for such a long time. And the fact of the matter is social media is making trends about it and videos about it. Johnny D, have you heard the story that people going, can 100 men beat one gorilla? Have you been hearing about this?
No, not.
Okay, we got to educate you. The internet has exploded in the last week. The internet has exploded in the last week. It came from a tweet from an anonymous person. He brought up the idea, hey, what would happen if 100 men tried to compete against a gorilla? And so now it made the internet explode. If you go on TikTok, you can't go 2 scrolls without finding somebody.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
What is this topic?
Yes,
if
it is.
100 men can beat a gorilla, can fight a gorilla, can take a gorilla.
All at the same time?
At the same time.
Oh, I don't think so. What type of men are we talking about?
That's the question. So that's how this gets extended over and over. You have more videos coming out like, okay, so how are we talking strategy? What kind of, are we talking NBA players? Are we talking?
We talking Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
Right? Didn't that dude beat a gorilla?
Yeah.
The Gladiator 2.
Are we talking guys off the street?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Really?
And then
It's been flooding
no weapons.
the social media,
and then people are like, well, if we all go at the same time.
Somebody even did a simulation.
Thing I've ever heard.
And somebody did a simulation about it. And literally did 100 men versus a gorilla.
What type of gorilla?
Silverback.
Wow.
Yes.
This is I cannot believe you haven't seen one piece of this anywhere.
No, I have not. Although I think you and we scroll different websites, I think, in our free time.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Even on the news, it's made appearances on the news. It's unbelievable.
I'll have to check it out today.
Yeah, so that's what's been trending a lot is can 100 men.
So can they?
Too many questions with this.
Yes, I understand, but what's your initial thoughts, Suave? Can they or can they not?
I say yes.
Yes.
Because here's the thing about it. Like, and my family was talking about it too. You ever seen none of these action movies when 5 or 6 guys go attack one person? Why they always take their time? Why not everybody just jump the person at the same time? It's like every time.
That's Hollywood.
Exactly. So you have 100 person going at the gorilla, and the gorilla gonna rip somebody's arm off. It's gonna change.
The first person to get to the gorilla is in trouble.
Exactly.
I don't want to be the first one to fight. Hey, we'll all go as a unit, but I'm gonna stay here in the back a little bit. Let you guys take the first blows, and then I'll jump in.
You gotta get the gorilla a club punch. What that means is when the gorilla ain't looking, you hit him. He turns around and you run, and you let the other 10 guys take care of it. So now you're gonna soften the gorilla up just a little bit. You keep doing that. But like I said, to me, I go with the 100 men. It all depends who's fighting.
I cannot believe we're having this conversation.
This has been happening.
I cannot believe.
You missed a lot.
I got to check it out.
Yes.
I'm going to check it out today.
You're going to be dialed in on it, too.
I'm going to be dialed in. I'm going to lock in on this one.
Gotta lock in.
All right.
In. But we got to talk about this story. And this story right here, ladies and gentlemen, see, this is what happens when influencers influence your life. And what I mean by that, there was a lady, her name is Janelle Roner.
Mm-hmm.
She sold a $200 weight loss plan. The issue was she was on medication. She was on Ozempic. So she did a whole entire weight loss program that everybody was joining in, paying $200. Only come to find out it wasn't a weight loss program. She was taking Ozempic, and that's how she lost weight. So now all the influencers that she influenced are asking to get their money back. I don't know from her or for whatever weight loss plan, but she's in hot water.
You don't deserve to get your money back. Seriously, I mean, you got to do the research on. There are so many. My social media gets flooded with all these weight loss solutions of all these things. I got jacked in 30 days. You did? Wow. How did you do it? I just ate sensibly and did 170 crunches a day. Oh, good for you. Good for you. But you got to know what you're buying.
Absolutely.
You got to know what you're buying. You got to do a little bit of research on this. And trust me, I've done it. I've been trying to lose some weight for some time. And it ain't easy as you get older. But as far as getting your money back, no, shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
And I don't know who they're going to get their money back from. Her, the weight loss plan. Like, I don't know who they're going to ask. Because she took Ozempic. You ain't going to ask Ozempic to get your money back.
No.
You just,
no,
sorry,
it's going to be all her.
All her.
It's got to be all her. But look, I mean, buyer beware.
Exactly.
Buyer beware.
Exactly.
Like, I want to see the backstory. How fat were you when this started? Like, I need to see before and after pictures.
We'll make sure to find out.
Did you have ankles? That's what I want to know.
You eat cankles. And lastly, this is for you, Hank, because because we all watch TLC. So I mean, these little shows on TLC or whatever. There is a new show called Poly Family. This show is about two couples coming together and having a polygamous relationship. It is going to start Tuesday evening. It's called Poly Family. So basically, it's two couples living in the same household. They know dating each other and how they can orchestrate.
TLC is wild.
Yes.
They got some. I would love to, maybe during the break, if we get a chance, Suave, just run down the TLC lineup of shows that are on there. This might be the channel that my wife watches a lot of the little people.
Yes.
Or
My
the
600-pound life.
The obese people.
Yep.
They're all over the place. I give them credit, man. They are creative.
Yeah.
With their programming.
And this is the newest one. So basically 4 people at one.
I'm not watching this. I can tell. I can't even handle one. Be watching this. Just crazy.
I bet your wife probably gonna look at it.
Oh, she'll watch it.
Yeah,
absolutely. She'll check it out.
So, but that's what's trending right there, entertainment. And Victor, we're gonna answer the question because Johnny gonna tune in. Can 100 men beat that gorilla?
I got to do a little bit more research on this. I will be totally transparent with the both of you. I had no clue what you're talking about this morning. I feel out of touch, so I need to educate myself on 100 men versus a gorilla.
One gorilla.
All you have to do is just search on any website ever, and there will be thousands of videos for you to watch. Thousands.
Yeah.
Are there odds? Can I bet on this? That's what I want to know.
Eventually, it's going to be on the ESPN bet.
Eventually, it's got to be on ESPN bet.
Eventually.
Got a money line, a spread, how many men it takes before
over.
That's what I mean. Over-unders.
Yeah. Over-under. Yeah.
Got to be over-unders on this one, man. How many rounds? How many rounds is it going? I mean, I got to know. I got to get the backstory on the gorilla. First fight, third fight. Has he fought Jake Paul? I mean,
is that dead?
That's the next one, right?
Exactly.
Let's get the gorilla versus Jake Paul.
And Jake Paul
Can we figure that one out?
Oh, man.
All right. Hour 1 is in the books. Coming up in hour number 2 of the program, we'll dive into a little NBA talk. Charles Barkley is back in the news. We'll get into that. Also, we'll talk a little NFL. And look, a lot of people have posed the question on our YouTube stream at Cova Sports TV. LeBron James, the Laker experiment, was it a failure? Is it a failure? I want to get into that discussion as well. It is a Thursday edition. It's the Morning Drive.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Happy Thursday, I'm Dara Getter. High temperatures today will be in the middle 80s. We only have about a 20% chance for a few isolated storms in the afternoon favoring our northern spots, so if you live along the peninsula's chances are you'll hear a couple of rumbles of thunder. As we go into tonight, temperatures will hover around the upper 60s, and we have another warm day ahead of us for your Friday. We are expecting some afternoon storms with high temperatures in the middle 80s. We do have a level 1 severe weather threat in place for Saturday. From News 3, I'm Dara Getter. Have a great day.
And here's what you need to know.
Fox Sports 1310 is your home for Old Dominion University baseball this Saturday afternoon when the Monarchs host Marshall. Coverage begins at 2:55 p.m. Saturday. After eliminating the Wheeling Nailers in the first
life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious...
Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM, W265EF Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. We are Fox Sports! This Fox Sports 1310 update is brought to you by
the Centera Norfolk General Hospital Community Fair. You're invited, taking place Saturday, May the 3rd from 9 a.m. to noon. Bring the whole family to meet the Nightingale crew, learn hands-on only CPR, and enjoy a petting zoo and so much more. Also, take advantage of the free blood pressure checks and other health screenings, all for free. That's right, that's Saturday, May the 3rd at the Centera Norfolk General Hospital campus. Good morning, it is 7 a.m. and this is your Fox Sports Update. The Norfolk Tides lost 9-8 after a walk-off from Corey Julks last night.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing a line drive, base hit to left field that wins the game. Here comes Ramos to score. As Corey Julks with his third hit of the night leads Charlotte to a come-from-behind victory. They erase a 5-run deficit and win it with a run here in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
Pete Mishu on the call, Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1. The series will continue against the Charlotte Knights tonight at 6:05. The Houston Rockets survived at home 131-116. Amen Thompson had 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. Golden State still leads the series, however, 3-2. The 6th seed Minnesota Timberwolves advanced to the second round after beating the Lakers 103-96. Rudy Gobert had 27 points and 24 rebounds. The Timberwolves will play the winner of the Warriors and Rockets series in the second round. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 100.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Cova Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. Straight ahead this hour, the Scroll of Hank later on, as well as some more RFK talk and Luka and the Lakers losing. It is the Morning Drive.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, the official home of the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, along with Suave and J-Lo. Here's your host, Johnny.
Yes, sir. Good to be with you. Hour 2 on a Thursday. The Morning Drive, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, check us out on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You got a comment, drop it into the comment box this morning, and we will discuss a couple of the comments that have rolled in this morning. Been talking about LeBron and the legacy. Has he been a disappointment with the LA Lakers? And another question I have is, how many years do you have to play with an organization before you are considered a Laker, right? LeBron has been there. Could we fact check this? What, 5 years? But I see this all the time when they're retiring jerseys and everything. And we know that players bounce around in the league. But how many years do you really need to be with an organization before you're considered one? And the reason I bring it up is a couple of comments this morning. Ranger 12 comments saying, good morning, Ranger 12 this morning. Is LeBron even the greatest Laker of all time?
No,
he is not.
Nowhere near.
He says, with all due respect, LeBron isn't even the greatest Laker. Do people consider him, though? If he were to retire tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he considered a Laker?
No.
Has he been there long enough?
He's been there since 2018.
That's 7 years. So yeah.
But I look at him as a Cleveland Cavalier.
Yeah.
I think he'll always be a Cavalier. And as far as greatest Lakers of all time, no, I don't think he's the greatest Laker of all time. I think that potentially goes to Kareem or Magic. I think you throw Kobe up there potentially.
Yeah.
It's not going to be LeBron. LeBron, he's been good with the Lakers, but what kind of success has he had? He had the championship in the bubble, sure. Outside of that, that's it.
Well, he did win a title.
But that's it.
But what I mean, that's
expectations.
I'm a Knicks fan. I haven't seen one in how many years? He did at least win a title. Right? Like if Jalen Brunson could deliver a title to New York, there's a freaking statue that's going to be up. And he's only been there a couple of years.
Yeah, but you bring this up all the time. The Lakers are an organization that expects championships.
Oh, absolutely.
And they've had so many of them before LeBron was there. And LeBron's brought home one. And really, when he hasn't brought him home, he hasn't even gotten there. He hasn't had any playoff success, really, with the Lakers at all.
They're also showing the press conference of J.J. Redick last night. Not happy. In fact, one of the questions talked about, at what point will you ask your assistants about substituting in the fourth quarter? And his true Dukism came out last night of J.J. Redick. Yes, and I think his true Dukism, and what I mean by Dukism, his arrogance and the I'm better than you when it comes to basketball kind of showed itself over the last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
And this comes back to, while he knows basketball inside and out, whether you're talking about a veteran presence on a sideline that's been in this situation and how do you coach, it showed that he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Right? It showed he was a rookie.
Yeah.
And there is something to say for, while I think he's a tremendous coach, I really do. I think he's a tremendous coach. It does have a lot to do with managing egos on this level. But there are situations that, unless you've been in it, it's hard to prepare for. And what we saw over the last couple of games, hey, I'm not going to play a center no matter what. no matter what. Jackson Hayes is not coming off the bench, no matter what. And, oh, by the way, I'm not going to substitute in the second half, and I'm going to keep my same 5 guys in who ran out of gas. Kind of showed itself a little bit in the playoffs there, Suave. I mean, it came out.
It's a rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. Not happy at the press conference.
No, he wasn't.
He was not happy at the press conference.
As it shouldn't be.
But it's a legitimate question that the journalists asked him because we all thought the same thing. Why are you playing your 5 starters a whole entire second half?
Yeah.
Like LeBron is 40 years old. Let's be real. I mean, he's great condition, but he's still 40. We already have questions about Luka's condition and the other players. You haven't played a whole entire 24 minutes. While the Wolves got depth, they can go. They're young, but they can bring other people. That was a rookie mistake by JJ Redick, and the fact that you walked out of the conference because somebody asked you. Oh yeah, you was in your feelings. That's all it was.
Now I will say this: what people have got to understand too, and I've been in this position, not at this level, obviously. These coaches pour a lot into this. They're not always going to be overly nice an hour after a game, half hour after the fact that your season is over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's got to be a little bit of cool down period before you could address this. And he's smart enough. You got to know that you got to keep your emotions in check. So I totally get that. But, JJ Redick, if you were to look at why the Lakers lost this series, was it because LeBron? Was it because of Luka playing no D? Was it JJ Redick? Or was Minnesota just a better team? Is what it comes down to, right? The Lakers have not played well over the last month. We all know that.
Going into the playoffs.
And there were some huge deficiencies in this team. Defensively with Luka, and obviously playing without a center did not help, but he got a Rudy Gobert on the other side. And Anthony Edwards, for all his greatness, really did not shoot it well in this game, and they still won. But that might be an interesting question we could put up on the poll this morning as well. What was the reason for the Lakers losing this series? Luka's D, LeBron nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter a couple of times. And I'm laughing at some of the comments of people thinking LeBron's going to step away. And then, of course, Skip Bayless chimes in.
Oh, wow.
Where I thought J-Lo was bad about live tweeting during a UVA game. You've got nothing on Skip Bayless. If you look at his thread last night,
I looked at it last night and a couple nights
unbelievable.
Before. Like during the Knicks game, too. Like it's unbelievable. And like you say, and I love it. It's always in all caps. He's always putting exclamation marks. He wants to make it known. And again, I think it was last night taking multiple shots at LeBron. He wants him to bite so bad over and over. LeBron's terrible, overrated, over and over, always saying it.
Yeah, at one point he did say Lakers are going to win this game.
Oh, that's called trolling.
And he said, ball don't lie. I saw that one.
Come on. Dude, old white dude should never say ball don't lie. Period. End the story. Right, Suave? Like if you're an old white dude, there are things you should not say ever. Ball don't lie is one of them. Okay. I'm at the point, I think I got a couple of more years and then I'm done. Like when I hit in my mid-50s, I no longer could say ball don't lie. Can't say that out loud. Absolutely not. You cannot say that out loud. Hey, very quick though, on the YouTube stream, Hank has chimed in a couple of times this morning. Hold on, where was this one comment? Because it has everything to do with your Commanders.
Oh yeah, about
Redskins.
Can't.
Hold on, here
right there.
He says can't count. Hold on.
There you go.
Can't count Redskins championship in strike season.
I think he's talking about the 1987.
Can you?
Well,
NFL strike season.
But then the players come back that same season and they won the championship. That's when Doug Williams was the MVP.
I mean, do you agree or disagree the strike shortened season? Even then coming back across the picket line, can you count it? Can you count it?
Why not?
Well, then how is it different than the bubble?
Yeah, that's the thing is you can't. It goes both ways.
Right.
You can't count the Washington one, but not count the Lakers one.
The only biggest difference is there's a lot of stories that came with each other. That's why. See, with that, if I'm being correct, that was because of money and issues, and the players did want to play, but the money problem.
But it's the same thing.
The reports came about the COVID that a lot of players did not want to play, and they actually was forced to play because they were there. So that's what the biggest difference is. One wanted to, but the money won't. The other one didn't want to, but were kind of forced to do. Because remember before the COVID thing,
They weren't forced. They were encouraged. They all follow LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Right? LeBron's like, man, we're going to play.
Remember what LeBron said before it happened? If there are no fans in that stadium, who I'm playing for? I ain't playing for nobody.
Well,
NBA said, yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are going to play.
You're going to play.
You're going to play.
We're going to incentivize you.
Exactly.
You're going to play.
You're going to play.
And you're talking about the Redskins. It was what, 87?
I think it was 87 he's talking about.
The 87th season was shortened due to the strike, marking the Redskins a 56th season in the league. And the season was particularly notable as it was the 7th under head coach Joe Gibbs, and the team ultimately won the Super Bowl. And, of course, the strike significantly impacted the season, leading to fewer games and challenges for the team. So, look, Redskins won it in a strike-shortened season with less games. How is that different than playing in the bubble?
Okay, so if that's the case, you might want to strike the San Antonio Spurs in 1999 when they had a short season.
Many people might put it up there.
But I think Hank has a good point. And I fall on this boat, too, is the point of if you think the Washington one counts for the Lakers, it's just because you don't like LeBron. And I think it's as simple as that. That's why everybody, it's not just you, Suave, it's everybody. A lot of people are like that because they don't like LeBron. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a big LeBron fan myself. And I'll be very quick to say sometimes stuff like that. I think it's very true that
Why are you not a LeBron fan?
I don't know. I just don't like how the game has evolved with him. Just he flops a lot. I don't know. It's something about his play I don't really enjoy.
So hold on a second. So you really don't have a legitimate reason. Is this going to be sort of like why you don't like Doug Gottlieb? Like, are we going down this road
again? No,
I just don't. I don't care for him. No, he flops around. He cries a lot. That's all. He's not tough.
That's whoa. What was your last comment?
He's not tough.
He's not tough. Okay. All right.
I could say one of my biggest issues with LeBron James is, yes, I understand the whole player empowerment. You want to give their power to the players. But a lot of times, look what that started. That started players either don't want to play, they want to be moved, or all this. But so it's like you restrict the GM sometimes for doing their job. They got to force to do something to help the player rather than help out the team. So that's why one of the biggest things why people have issues with LeBron, because he gave player empowerment. And look what has that done. LeBron was at one time considered a coach killer. Do you not remember when he was with the Cavaliers and they got rid of so many coaches? And so many people want to say, oh, the coach's fault, it's coach's fault. How about you look at the players? How about when he went to the Heat? After he left the Heat, people was calling for Eric Spoelstra's job. Now you see Eric Spoelstra still there. This is the issue we'll have a lot of people with LeBron. And also the simple fact with LeBron is, let's be real, he came into the league with a cupcake league, man. Look, the rules ain't what it is in the 90s and early 2000s. It's not. So a lot of times you're not going to get that hard-nosed basketball want to go after somebody because they allow so much leeway nowadays. So, of course, people have issues with LeBron because
you could go down the top 10 greatest of all time. They're all similar in a lot of ways. The fact of the matter is, LeBron, when you're talking about coach killer and everything else, everybody's been there. But we have so much social media, instant gratification, news at our fingertips. You just hear about it a little bit sooner than you did with an Isaiah Thomas and a Michael Jordan.
MJ and LeBron right now, and you have MJ in this situation, do you think he receives just as much hate? I think he does.
Dude, MJ got a lot of hate. You got to understand, MJ got hate for more of what he did off the court.
Exactly.
Right? His lifestyle off the court. And MJ was not loved by his teammates.
No, he was a tyrant.
This is a dude where, again, if you had social media the way it is today, you would have a story every other day.
Absolutely.
Of how he was just a complete ass when it came to his teammates. I mean, look at what you're talking about, the 30 for 30 and the last dance and everything else. You saw it. The dude got in a fist fight with Steve Kerr. They didn't like each other. But guess what? People respected the fact that this dude was all about winning. I think the biggest difference between Jordan and LeBron is that Jordan was such a competitive SOB. He would do whatever needed to be done to win a basketball game. People don't feel the same way about LeBron.
No,
they think LeBron is more concerned about the image off the court. But then again, I mean, LeBron has transcended the game when you're talking about the players having a voice, having a platform, moving it forward. MJ was that guy that he's to himself. Like, he wasn't advocating for a lot of stuff off the floor, MJ wasn't. He was just about playing basketball. But then again, you had to deal with the gambling. Here was a dude that gambled. He had the situation where he was in Atlantic City in a Knicks series, but then he dropped 45 or something ridiculous.
Yes.
The alcohol stuff. I mean, there were a lot of things with Jordan off the court. The gambling was a big part of it, right? You remember him and Barkley? There used to be stories about them going to Vegas during like an all-star weekend or whatever, go to Vegas for a night.
Yeah.
I mean, Dennis Rodman. There are a lot of guys that if you had social media today, probably wouldn't last. I'm just curious on why.
Rodman would probably be a number one person right now.
But Rodman didn't care.
No.
And here's the other thing, though. Rodman had a coach who understood.
Yes.
And Phil Jackson, like, hey, this is what I need to do to get the best version of him when he does play.
Yes, he does.
And it's not always going to be fair for a lot of players. But look, Jordan was not a saint.
No.
At all.
No, because he got a flack for what we said about his
not
tennis
at all.
shoes. Remember?
There are very few.
Shoes?
I mean, we talk about Magic Johnson being one of the all-time greats.
But at one time he was called Tragic Johnson.
I mean, we saw what happened with the Magic Johnson. And I would be curious if they all played in today's environment with the social media the way it is, and the fact that if a guy sneezed wrong on the bench, millions of people see it 5 seconds later. Right? 5 seconds later, how it would be. But I am curious on why people don't like LeBron. I just think people think he doesn't live and breathe basketball the way they used to back in the day.
Yeah.
And it offends people. Like, he's the dude that could go home or go out to dinner and actually enjoy himself after a game, after a loss. And people are like, wow, why are you doing that? How can you do that? You just lost. Season is over. And they don't like the stuff that he does off the court. But he does a lot of good stuff off the court. I am one of the few, believe it or not, when it comes to LeBron, where I was never really a big LeBron fan because of his game. Like, I didn't like his game. It was bully ball. It was very, it wasn't smooth. But then I came to appreciate it a little bit more when you see the fact that the dude is 6'8", 260 pounds, the ability to take it off the glass, go coast to coast. He does make the great pass.
As his career has gone on, I've respected him a lot.
And I respected him a little bit more after the Olympics. And seeing the fact that during the Olympics, he put that team on his back a couple of times.
Oh, you're talking about the new Olympics. Not
this past Olympics.
He did put the team on
right? He put his team on his back at 39, 40 years of age. So I gained a little bit more appreciation for LeBron. But he's got his flaws like everybody else, man. They all got their flaws like everybody else. Oh, we'll see. All right, 7:21 on the program. A reminder coming up at 7:45 this morning. A scroll, Cowboy fan Hank has returned. We'll talk a little NFL coming up on the other side. Also, Charles Barkley is in the news, and our Commander fanboys, they're excited this morning about Washington's new home. We'll get into that. That is straight ahead. It is a Thursday edition. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rocket. The right lane is blocked off due to an accident on 64 westbound, causing heavy traffic between Settlers Landing Road and 664. For those of you heading east on 64, we're seeing some delays between Settlers Landing Road and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, as well as between 664 and LaSalle Avenue. And heading north on 664, you can expect some backup between Pewsville Road and Terminal Avenue. I'm Elena Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better. And it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
Less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Right now, the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
Austin Reeves wasn't ready to shoot a three. Terrible. LeBron takes a deep three. LeBron with the lazy inbounds pass. LeBron gets called for the foul against Anthony Edwards. That's where fatigue comes in. To keep up with these young teams in the West, you do need a little bit of depth.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on Fox Sports 1310. This is Fox Sports 1310. Keep up with the trends. Follow us on X at Drive Johnny D or Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D.
Hey, look, a couple of final points on LeBron and the Lakers. Then I do want to move off of it for a little bit. Okay. Just a couple of numbers, talking a lot about the fourth quarter. And JJ Redick has taken a lot of heat this morning for the lack of substitutions in the fourth quarter of the last couple of games. Lakers points in the fourth quarter of the World Series. Game 1, 17. Game 2, 13. Game 3, 20. Game 4, 19. Game 5, 16. Not great.
Nope,
Not great at
terrible.
all. Not great at all. Also, somebody on social media by the name of John Root tweeted this out. And I want to say it, and I want to get your thoughts, and then we'll move on. It's hard to move on from LeBron and Luka. I'm just telling you. It's late night with Luka, man. It's the best reality show out there.
That's right.
History will prove that LeBron's era was not dominated by him. It was dominated by Steph Curry. Steph has stayed loyal to one team, made his teammates better, and done way more with less. He has changed the game more than LeBron could ever dreamed of. LeBron has hopped around from team to team and tried his best to team up with as many All-Stars and future Hall of Famers as possible. He's blamed playoff failures on many of his coaches. He helped get fired. His style of play, mostly his flopping and super team building, has hurt the overall product. The nepotism leading to his son Bronny getting drafted will not age well either. Steph Curry even outshined LeBron in the Olympics. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
While LeBron will always be a basketball legend and deserves respect for his on-the-court accomplishments, he'll never be remembered as the best player of his era. Do you agree or disagree? Wow.
It's interesting points. I still think he will be the best player of this era. Just doing what he can do. The fact he's 40 now and he's still flying down the court, chasing down blocks and stuff. As a player, he's been unbelievable. And he has teamed up with a lot of different all-stars, but he also had very little in Cleveland, too. When he won that championship with Cleveland.
Oh, he had nothing.
Matthew Dellavedova was the second best player on that team?
Kevin Love was there, right?
Yeah, that was it.
I mean, he had nothing. Put it up on the poll this morning, too, Suave. Throw it up there. Who is the best player of this era? Is it LeBron or is it Steph Curry?
Yeah. What era are we talking about, though?
Well, we're talking about the LeBron.
Yeah, the LeBron era.
So that's 2003.
I mean, we don't need to.
Anywhere between the 2010s and 20s.
We don't need to overthink it. Just throw it up on the poll.
It's interesting.
Just put it up on the poll.
That's how long he's been playing. So that's the LeBron era.
It really is interesting about Curry. I do love how Curry stayed loyal to Golden State.
Yeah.
And he has played with some all-stars. We talk about Kevin Durant, obviously. But he's played there his entire career. He hasn't traded anybody. He hasn't gotten a coach fired. He's been with Steve Kerr forever. He's been loyal to his team, and that's something that I really appreciate about Curry. That just isn't a thing in today's game.
Yeah, and by the way, Curry has played with some pretty good guys. I mean, Draymond Green will be a Hall of Famer. Klay Thompson will be a Hall of Famer.
But
Kevin Durant will be a Hall of Famer.
He's not like LeBron, flying team to team, trying to find out who he could play, who he could trade for, or who he could leave to go play with.
I mean, y'all do remember when Brandon Ingram was taking a free throw, and even the fans was chanting, "LeBron's going to trade you." Leave Jim for a reason.
It is an interesting comment, though, when you look at Steph. I think Steph's loyalty to Golden State, it goes both ways, though. You forget, Golden State was pretty loyal to a guy that had ankle injuries early on in his career that decided to give him a large extension, which catapulted him into what he is today. You got one of the better head coaches in Steve Kerr. Bob Myers when he was there. Jerry West at one point was sort of behind the scenes running the Golden State Warriors.
And we got to give respect to Mark Jackson. Before Steve Kerr was there, Mark Jackson was there.
Who?
Who? Oh, you should know who Mark Jackson is. Who? No, you should know who Mark Jackson is. Yes. He needs some respect because
he's sort of forgotten, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Man, they booted him off those NBA broadcasts and could never get another head coaching job. Figure that one out.
I don't know. And he's with the Warriors, and he was building them up.
There are two dudes that seem like every time there is an opening, they interview, and they never get it. Also, actually, there's three guys. All right. So Mark Jackson is number one, where he is nowhere to be found now. I don't know what his deal is.
Sitting on an island somewhere.
I mean, he's enjoying the good life. I love Mark Jackson, the former St. John's great.
Yes.
One of the all-time greats in the NBA. That's number one. Number two, Louis Riddick seems like he interviews for every general manager job in the NFL and never gets it at all.
He was been a Jets general manager.
Like 8 times. Yeah. He's supposed to be the Jets, the Giants. Anytime there's an opening, he's great on ESPN. I do love him on ESPN. And it seems like a pretty smart guy, but for some reason he can't get a job. And, of course, we know who the third is. You guys are very familiar with Eric Bieniemy, where it seemed like Eric Bieniemy for 2 years could not get a job. And now where is he? Is still at UCLA? Or did he get fired?
He got fired, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't even know where he is today.
I think he might be at like a FCS or something.
I don't know, but for some reason that dude interviewed and people are like, no, that's not happening. Right? All right, 7:32. What do we want to do? NFL? Want to get into NFL?
Get into some NFL.
You are very passionate about this topic, about the Browns quarterback room.
Sure, yeah. No, the Browns, listen, it's a clown show going over there in Cleveland. They obviously had some high draft picks. They elected to not take Travis Hunter, obviously, traded back. But the main thing is they took Dylan Gabriel in the 4th round, I think, or the 3rd round, one or the other. Third round. And then they take Shador Sanders in the 5th round. This is after they, of course, acquired Kenny Pickett and Cotton Eye Joe Flacco, which Flacco obviously has had a little bit of success there in the past with them. So that's going to be interesting. What's going to be interesting is this quarterback battle. We have 4 quarterbacks, not saying they should be starting quarterbacks in the NFL, but all 4 of them have pretty good experience, except for the rookies, obviously. They've started in the NFL before. All 4 of these guys could start somewhere in the NFL, potentially. And now you're going to have a quarterback battle of the century in training camp and in preseason with 2 rookies, with Dylan Gabriel, which I still can't believe that he went before Shedeur. He had so many quarterbacks come off the board before Shedeur, which is unbelievable. And then Shedeur, obviously, and it's going to be really interesting.
Well, you're going to bring 4 to camp.
Yeah.
And only 3 are going to make the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to look at, okay, where is the investment? Like Joe Flacco, they only invested $4 million.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a large investment, number one.
And he's been okay through the last few years.
And Kenny Pickett, and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, did you give up a 5th rounder for Kenny Pickett? If we could check that out, which is, by the way, where you selected Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. Dylan Gabriel is not getting cut.
No.
I ought to get a quarterback in the 3rd round. You do not cut him in year 1.
Correct.
You don't do it. Deshaun Watson, do we know what's going on with that? He's not playing, right? He's out.
He's still out.
Okay, so he's out.
He is there. I just don't
Well,
think
he's just not going to be on the roster.
Correct.
So y'all both are correct. Cleveland has agreed to trade DTR in their 2025 5th round.
Yeah.
5th round.
Kenny Pickett.
So you got a 5th rounder and a Shedeur Sanders going into the camp. I got to be honest. I think Kenny Pickett's on the way out.
I think so too, because
I think Kenny Pickett is on the way out.
For him then.
Because so Joe Flacco isn't going anywhere. That's a veteran presence. He's a good guy to go to back up, or you might start him. I don't know. I agree with Johnny. You cannot just get rid of your 3rd round pick with a snap of a finger and Dylan Gabriel. You can't. That's terrible.
Well, you can't.
Awful.
It's a bad look.
It's a terrible look
for an NFL draft and the investment you made in cutting a 3rd round quarterback after year 1. You're going to give him 1 year.
Yeah, terrible look.
You will.
And let's be honest. Is Shedeur really going to get cut? No. Is he going to start? I don't know, but he's not. I don't think he's going to get cut.
I've heard through the talking heads, like Johnny D like to say, that these picks were basically like they're going to prove themselves in preseason and they're going to be used as trade commodity.
They could.
Like they're going to like.
I mean, they could.
But is there much interest there in Sanders though? You had all these teams pass up on him forever.
Again, you have got to figure out what the reason is. Why? And look, he took a little bit of accountability. He was not great in the interview process. He was arrogant. He was brash. His pops, who I don't blame his pops at all. However, if you remember early on, Dion was like, "Hey, look, there are going to be teams we don't want to play for."
Yep.
He's not the first to say that.
Hi, Archie.
Right? He's not the first to say it. But I just think through the process, the kid came across as a little bit arrogant, a little bit brash, a little bit, full of himself. Where, look, anybody who plays in the NFL, you got to have a little bit of arrogance, but you got to have some humility. I don't know what went on, but it was enough where he slid. Look, I can't remember the last time you had a dude who was probably number 2 overall in the quarterback rankings that slid to the 5th round. That there's a lot more there than just a talent question.
Oh, the NFL humbled him, man. That's what it was.
They did.
They humbled Shedeur Sanders. Remember, legendary was his thing that he kept saying, and a lot of the NFLs did not like that. So they slid him down to the 5th round because they wanted to humble him to let him know you're not bigger than this brand. You're a good quarterback, but you're not bigger than the Shield. So we got to show you exactly where you are. And slowly went down to the 5th round.
Well, which is surprising because I thought his pops was pretty well loved within the NFL office. Amongst the owners. I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest of all time, a guy who was on the NFL Network, a guy who does look for all we say about Dion, you're talking about what he does for those kids in college, getting them ready to play in the pro and giving them an opportunity to play the pro. Absolutely. You do got to tip your cap on that one. But yeah, I mean, the NFL owners spoke and some of the executives spoke and they said, hey, look, man, we don't like how you portrayed yourself. It's an interview process, man. You're interviewing for a job.
Absolutely.
So if you're coming in with the hat on backwards and the chains and everything else, that's not how you interview for a job. If you remember early on, that was one of the first things at the combine. They had an issue with this guy going in interview rooms with the chains all out, the hat on backwards, or everybody else treated it like a professional interview. He thought he was above that. It's not a talent. You could talk about the arm strength, the mobility, all that stuff. Look, he's got all the intangibles. He's proved it at the Division I level at a Power 4 for 2 years. He's proved it for 2 years that he could play quarterback, The question is he going to get a legitimate opportunity to do it? This is going to become the business of the quarterback in the NFL right now, is what you're seeing at Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's, you don't have a great one.
I mean, is it still 4 preseason games? Is it still 4?
What's that?
Is it still 4 preseason games right now?
Like 3 or 4.
3. It's 3 preseason games.
Yeah. Like Flacco, look. Joe Flacco will play a little bit in 1. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not. Because, again, the investment is small. It's small. Kenny Pickett's out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Kenny Pickett is out.
So too. I agree.
Then you got Dylan Gabriel, and you got Shedeur Sanders.
Correct. That's going to be your quarterback room minus Kenny Pickett. Now, the question is, who's going to start? And
Flacco. I think it's Flacco.
Do we really care? It's Cleveland.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Do we really care? It's Cleveland.
That's true.
It's true.
I mean, we're tanking for Arch anyway.
Then you're an idiot. The Browns franchise is an idiot. How you gonna take for all Archie when you got 2 rookie quarterbacks?
But that's the thing. Are they really that good? Listen,
why are you gonna tank when you have 2 rookie quarterbacks?
Well, you don't know what you have. Now, let's say Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders get an opportunity and they play well. Well, then you could pivot. You could still have that number 1 and number 2 pick. Now you got a little bit of leverage because you know somebody's going to want to move up to go get them. So now I could trade out of the 1 or 2. I could stockpile a couple of picks. I can now bulk up the offense, defense, whatever you got to do if you're Cleveland. You're not winning with Joe Flacco. Like I don't understand. Cleveland season tickets are not skyrocketing today for people saying, I got to see Joey Flacco under center. They're not doing that. They know what they're doing. I find it hard to believe, and I don't have all the depth charts in front of me, that the quality of the backup quarterback in the NFL, like Shedeur Sanders, can't fit that role somewhere. Like, who's Trevor Lawrence's backup in Jacksonville?
I don't even remember. It's somebody who's been around the block, I think. I can't remember.
I mean, look, why not reunite him with his buddy down there? And there are a couple of quarterbacks right now in the NFL where it's go time now. Like they're
Mac Jones.
Okay, come on, Mac Jones. This is what we're talking about. Mac Jones. There are a couple of quarterbacks right now in the NFL that have been given everything they want. Now it's go time. Trevor Lawrence is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where, all right, we got you a playmaking guy on the outside, along with who's that other rookie that they had over there? The kid out of LSU, whose name escapes me. Is it Robinson?
Brian Thomas.
Yeah. Right? Brian Thomas Jr.,
Yes,
I believe it is. So you got him with a Travis Hunter. No excuses for Trevor Lawrence. And now Caleb Williams, you got him an offensive line in the offseason.
Yes.
You've loaded him up. You got him a nice tight end. No excuses. Right? There are 2 quarterbacks now. You got no excuses.
And actually, Matt Jones is showing the depth chart. He's not with the Jaguars no more. It's now John Wolford and Nick Mullins.
Come on. This is what I'm talking about. Really? Nick Mullins?
Nick Mullins.
Still in the league?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Kenny Pickett will be traded. Mark my words right now. He will not be on the Browns.
I think
roster.
he'll be cut. I don't think they're going to find any trade.
You'll be
somebody
again as you go through preseason and you start to get injuries. Kenny Pickett is a former first-round pick.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Was he phenomenal? No, but he's still young and he's still serviceable, and you could get something for him. But if we're talking about the quarterback room at Cleveland, what are we doing here? I mean, the last 10 minutes, I just talked about the quarterback room at Cleveland. Who did this rundown? What are we doing?
Either them or the Giants quarterback room. You know, what's in that room.
Man,
But can we give him his flowers, though, Johnny D?
Who's that?
J-Lo.
For what?
Remember last week he got crushed for saying that Jalen Milroe would be picked over Shedeur Sanders?
Yes.
And it happened.
It did happen. Good work out of you.
Good work, man.
Did you go on the social media to brag about it?
No.
Did you go on the Cavalier Connection podcast to talk about it?
I bragged that for him.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I saw that the Cavalier Connection podcast was talking portal.
Yeah.
Were you on there?
I was.
Oh, how did that go?
It went pretty well. A lot of portal gets for football. They've been doing a great job in the second opening of the portal. So,
how much money have they spent? Very quick before we go to third.
I mean, we don't know the exact number, but they've spent a lot.
Like, what's a lot? Just educate me. I don't know.
Probably hundreds of thousands, close to $1 million, probably.
Is that a lot?
Or maybe
though?
a couple million. That's the thing. We don't know. Nobody really knows exactly how much, but they've gotten so many names out of big conference, like SEC, Big Ten conference people, guys out of Arizona. I mean, Georgia.
Are these
Alabama.
quality guys though, or are you taking the dude that was fourth string at Georgia?
It's both.
Right.
I think it's a nice mixture.
I don't seriously. I mean, there are guys. Georgia's third string.
They got
probably could start in the ACC.
They got a nice corner out of Tennessee. I don't know if you know who that is, Suave.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But they've got a lot of portal kids.
I can't keep up.
Spending money though.
I can't keep
spending
up.
Money.
Man.
It's a lot going on.
You think they're spending money until you really look at the big boys and what money is being spent. That's why I can't wait. But once it starts going through the schools and it becomes public information, then you'll know exactly who's doing what.
Yeah, but also here's the thing is when you look and compare this year's portal class with UVA to any other portal class, it's clear. It's night and day, the differences. I mean, they had a nice portal class last year, but it was nowhere near to the extent of this year. I mean, they're ranked 4th in the ACC.
Well, good. I mean, look, well, you got to. I mean, this is what you need to do to be in the upper echelon of the ACC. You got to spend a little bit of money. You got to spend it on the right dudes as well. You got to spend it on the right dudes as well. All right, 7:43 of the program. Straight ahead, we'll get the perspective of the one and only Cowboy fan, Hank. That is right around the corner. Scroll time. It's the morning drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rocket. Expect slow-moving traffic heading west on 564 between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. For those of you heading east on 64, we are seeing some delays between King Street and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, as well as between 664 and LaSalle Avenue. 64 westbound is seeing that same congestion between Mason Creek and 4th View Street, and expect delays heading north on 664 crossing MMBT. I'm Elena Vexo on Fox Sports 1310.
If you feel like owning a home has been out of reach, Rocket is here to change that. Own the dream. Visit rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET. Again, that's rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET.
The most common reason for any athlete, making it to the top, sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy.
Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
James Catato tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
Radio 1310 new mobile app is designed to bring you closer to the action than ever before. Its features include open mic, get your voice heard, be part of the discussion, and connect with fellow passionate sports fans. 24/7 live stream, plus contests and giveaways where you can enter for your chance to take home amazing prizes. The app also includes local events and sports news and updates. Download the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app today from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and experience a new level of sports entertainment. The new home for the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, Suave, and J-Lo on Fox Sports 1310 and Cova Sports TV.
Yeah, great to be with you. 7:50 on a Thursday morning here in Hampton Road. 70 degrees outside, by the way. Absolutely spectacular. Very quick before we get to the scroll, I was Googling the 100 men versus one gorilla debate.
Oh, man.
And do you know where this started? Believe it or not, it started with former NFL player Luke Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Apparently, the viral hypothetical question asked whether one silverback gorilla or 100 men would win a fight. And apparently he was quoted back a little whiles back saying, can 100 men kill one gorilla? Absolutely. We could get it done with 9. And he said this started in the Seahawks locker room is where this debate started. And then he's got a whole explanation on it. Wilson said that people online are playing the game wrong and that back in the day, he and his fellow Seahawks debated it a little bit differently. Of course, 100 people could do it. Okay, the question is, how few could get it done? And my answer is aggressively low because in the game we played back in the day in a locker room, you get to choose. So apparently this all started with the Seattle Seahawks back in the day.
It's awesome.
That's what he claims.
Yeah,
that's his claim to fame because I've never heard of Luke Wilson in my life.
Nope. But he started the debate.
Yeah, could have picked him out of a lineup. Did not pick him out of a lineup. A man who certainly has been picked out of many lineups.
Wow.
There's an intro for you.
Really, it is.
Can you go ahead and hit us open?
3, 2, 1. Time to open the scroll.
Stop waiting.
Numerous lineups. End of the program. Back. It is a glorious Thursday to have him on the show. Hank. Good morning, Hank. How are you, sir?
What up? I'm fabulous. How about you guys?
Not bad at all. Can you turn up his music just a little bit? I still need a little bit of a music bed over there, J-Lo. There it is. Beautiful. Looking good this morning, Hanker. Got your Old Dominion beanie on. Not going to need that today, though.
Got the Hank's Pub, whatnot shirt on.
Nice.
Where'd you expect the Hank's Pub to be? Between the trailer park and the strip mall. That's right where Hank's Pub is. So
yeah, absolutely. The trailer park, bang a left on a dirt road.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Too. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you did shave this morning. Good work out of you. I have not shaved.
Man. I went 13 days without shaving, man. It started getting on my nerves, so I took it off.
Hank, very quick, how do you react to people who you see for the first time in a long time and they say, hey, man, you look really good? And I go, did I look like crap before?
Oh, my God.
Seriously. I mean,
how do I react?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, thank you, because I'm old. So if I look good for my age, that's definitely a compliment, and I'll take it.
Yeah. I think it's more of, haven't seen you in a while. You look pretty good. Well, what did I look like the last time I saw you? Pretty bad.
Sometimes I just process.
Compliment, Johnny D.
Sometimes I just process a compliment as a compliment. So
you think it's a backhand compliment? That's what you're saying.
Somebody thinks I look good. That's a positive at my age, bro.
Oh, please trust me. They're very few and far between, I'm sure. So what's on your mind today? What's on the scroll today?
So before we went into the draft, because I don't care about the other junk we've been talking about, especially Shador. I hope he fails. I will never root for him.
Stop. Why? Why would you say that?
We got plenty of time to get into that. Plenty of time. But if y'all recall, I told you guys that I wanted y'all to draft that Azura Waku guy. And guess who got him? We did.
Yeah.
Man,
I
so
know,
pumped. Bro, I am so pumped up. Did y'all see Dak? Did y'all see Jerry do the F Dak shuffle after we took Siobhan Ravel in the 3rd round? Did y'all see that?
Yes,
I was so happy. Jerry did all he could to say, you know what, Dak, you got what you got, bruh. If you're so good, if you're the 5th best quarterback in the NFL, raise the level of your teammates, son. So I'm happy. I gave him an A+. We got a couple of run stuffers towards the end. I think that Toya kid out of UCLA is going to be a straight baller. I think you could get running backs anywhere. So the combination that we got drafted in those, I think, 5th and the 6th round running back. You know what? What was y'all's leading rusher last year, not named Jaden Daniels? Brian Robinson, what did he get, 700-800 yards? Did we get 700-800 yards out of our leading rusher? We got the number 2 MVP in the league. We should be fine. Jonathan Mingo was traded for a 4th round pick, y'all. He was as good as anything available at the wide receiver position in the 4th round, but all we hear is crime. M. Breezy, my boy, man, I love you. I love your YouTube page, buddy. He was like going in on all the people crying about our draft. We didn't get a weapon. We didn't get a running back. We didn't get this. Nope. Jerry finally listened to me. When I came on y'all's show, I said, can we please draft defense? And that's what we did. And I'm straight up as happy as I can be, man. I am.
Can I ask you this? Have you ever, and be honest, have you ever reached out to Jerry Jones via burner phone, just with different opinions and suggestions? Be honest.
No, but on my Twitter page, I think I tagged y'all. And I was like, I'm begging the Dallas Cowboys to please draft Azura Waku with our 2nd pick. And when it happened, man, I almost went through my roof, y'all. I almost went through my roof when he did it, man. I was so daggone happy. I was bouncing off the floor. I was almost as happy as when Dak threw that pick 6 versus Green Bay. I was almost as happy.
I've never seen somebody so happy with this team yet taking so many shots at his team.
Well, that's me with the Knicks.
Shots at my team.
Oh,
that's my quarterback.
Yeah, it just had his quarterback.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's a punk. Yeah. He's a fraud.
Yeah, but Hank wants them to fail. You don't want your Knicks to fail.
I do. I want him to fail. I do. I want him to be awful. I want him to get the crap beat out of him this year. I do. I want Dak to totally fail. Wow. And here's why. If Jaden Daniels was standing on the sideline when he hurt his back, did he sit out a game? I think he might have sat. No, he didn't. Yeah. He didn't sit out the game, right? What if he comes off on the sidelines and he's talking to the 3rd string quarterback and go, man, this team sucks? How would y'all feel about that?
Oh, yeah.
You would hate him. You'd be like, man, what are you
definitely
doing?
Yeah.
You would say that's not a leader, right? That's not a leader. That you're on the sidelines talking crap to the 3rd string quarterback about your teammates. Then why would I want that on my team? Y'all perpetually criticize LeBron James. What's the difference in somebody calling themselves King James and calling themselves legendary before even getting drafted? What's the difference? So that's why if y'all gonna hate on LeBron, I'm gonna hate on Shador. I hope he fails. I hope he's terrible his entire career. I hope we laughing at him because the disrespect that Cam Ward got. Well, why are we not talking about Cam Ward? Huh? Why are we not talking about him?
What is there to talk about with Cam Ward?
Everything, whatever.
Yeah, why? He's the number 1 pick going to a team that nobody cares about.
I know, but nobody cares about the Browns either. Who cares about the Browns?
Look, I hope Cam Ward does well. I don't see it, but I hope he does well.
Here's another thing. How many titles has Damian Lillard won? Well, we celebrate Dollar Dame and all that other crap.
Let's table that for tomorrow. I know you got a lot of different things to get into tomorrow. Let's bring up the Damian Lillard. I do want to have that conversation with you on Dame. Okay.
You also had the NBA is soft. Y'all talking about the NBA is soft? The NFL got defenseless receiver. The NFL, you can graze a quarterback's helmet and get a 15-yard penalty. They ain't had that in the last decade. That's something new. So miss me with the soft crap. Jordan bullied people. Craig Hodges told the story during the 30 for 30 that they had high-end poker games that Jordan would play in, and then once he got done with that, he would come to the penny ante game and make the guys play until he got all their money. Jordan was a punk, man. I can't stand him either. The only reason why he's popular is because of his shoes. And Jordan was 1-9 and got swept before Scottie Pippen arrived. Got swept twice in the playoffs before Scottie Pippen arrived. Jordan never won anything.
Years.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Up against the break. Up against the break. You boys take this offline.
He did nothing. He did nothing at 40. Nothing.
All right, we got to go to the break. Hank, always good stuff. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. There it is. The scroll of Hank. Suave. Table it.
It's easy
we'll,
to
we'll,
debunk that.
We'll talk about it coming up next hour. It's the morning drive.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Happy Thursday. I'm Dara Getter. High temperatures today will be in the middle 80s. We only have about a 20% chance for a few isolated storms in the afternoon favoring our northern spots. So if you live along the peninsula, chances are you'll hear a couple of rumbles of thunder. As we go into tonight, temperatures will hover around the upper 60s, and we have another warm day ahead of us for your Friday. We are expecting some afternoon storms with high temperatures in the middle 80s. We do have a level 1 severe weather threat in place for Saturday. From News 3, I'm Dara Getter. Have a great day.
We are Fox Sports! And here's what you need to know.
Chicago tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
Could be lower testosterone. Lower T? Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh yeah, the key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
You're listening to Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. We are Fox Sports! This Fox Sports 1310 update is brought to you by
the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app. Don't forget you can take us anywhere you go with the Fox Sports 1310 app. Download us now via the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Good morning, it is 8 a.m. It's time for the Power Hour, and this is your Fox Sports update. The Norfolk Tides lost 9-8 after a walk-off from Corey Julks last night.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing a line drive, base hit to left field that wins the game. Here comes Ramos to score as Corey Julks, with his third hit of the night, leads Charlotte to a come-from-behind victory. They erase a 5-run deficit and win it with a run here in the bottom half of the ninth inning.
Pete missed you on the call. Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1. The series will resume tonight between Charlotte and Norfolk at 6:05 in Charlotte. The Houston Rockets survived at home 131-116. Amen Thompson had 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. Golden State still leads the series 3-2. The 6th-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves advanced to the second round after beating the Lakers 103-96. Rudy Gobert had 27 points and 24 boards. The Timberwolves will play the winner of the Warriors and the Rockets series. It's a morning drive with Johnny D, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 102.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Cova Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. Straight ahead, it's time for the Power Hour. More of Marisa's mailbag. We get some NBA talk. The Lakers were eliminated last night, and so much more. The NBA playoffs and much more. It is the morning drive.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D. Powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Hey, final hour, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be with you. We call it the Power Hour here on the program.
Power Hour, yes, sir.
Johnny D alongside Suave J-Lo, Fox Sports 1310 AM. A reminder, download that app. Check us out on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. The polls are open on the X. We will update our polls at Drive Johnny D. Very quick before I get to Marisa. And I do have a couple of questions for Marisa.
Oh, perfect.
This morning.
Yep.
So I'm not going to prepare her for these.
Okay.
We're just going to get that gut reaction and see the jaw drop.
Perfect.
That's what's great about talking to Marisa.
Perfect for this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be careful about your hot takes sometimes. We work in an industry where it's all about hot takes and constantly posting them on the social media. They do come back to bite you in the ass. And I got to repost the one from Colin Cowherd. And I'm not sure if he's talked about it or not post-draft, but this was the guy who said, quote, I would trade TJ Watt, George Pickens, 2 first-rounders, and go get Shedeur Sanders if you think he's a starting quarterback. This was Colin Cowherd in January.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
You sure he was not trolling?
No, I'm just saying.
He's being serious. This is the same thing I reposted. Dion last year. I think we talked. We might have talked about it. Dion last year made the tweet. This time last year, he was trash talking to somebody else, saying, "Hey, yeah, my son, he's gonna be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft list next year. What's your son gonna be? Nothing." And here we are.
Okay.
Yeah, but TJ Watt, George Pickens, 2
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Marisa's mailbag. It is brought to you by Shorebreak Pizza and Tap House, 2 locations in Virginia Beach. For more information, check them out online at shorebreakvb.com. Tonight is Heroes Night, 15% off. I was out of town. I'm back for Thursday. I'm going to convince the wife not to do any cooking tonight. Let's just go over to Shorebreak and use her teacher badge.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I got a gift card. I got a number of gift cards too. So
gift cards do you have?
Oh, I got a lot.
I mean, can you help a brother out?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
We'll see tomorrow. But Marisa joins us. Good morning, Marisa. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Not bad at all. A lot to get into post-draft. One person on our YouTube stream has already chimed in this morning at Cova Sports TV. Ask her why Tomlin did not draft Shedeur Sanders. You are a Steelers fan. However, I don't think you got access to the war room during the NFL. Maybe I'm wrong. Disappointed that the Steelers did not take a Shedeur Sanders? I mean, who did the Steelers end up picking? Will Howard?
Yes.
Steelers, Will Howard that they picked. How are you feeling about your quarterback room?
Before the draft, I would have told you that I was a little worried. Afterwards, I think, he's got a lot of weapons. We drafted some great people and on both sides of the ball. And I feel better about this year than I did going into the draft. So to answer the question, why do I think Mike Tomlin didn't draft Shedeur is because there's something going on behind the scenes that all of us don't know. And that's why he went so deep into the draft. And Mike Tomlin was privy to whatever information that is. So he, like all the other head coaches, made the good choice to bypass him until later.
I know what the truth is here, Marisa. You are still holding out hope that
Don't say it.
That guy is still hanging around.
That's right.
Don't say
still
it.
hanging around.
Yes.
You know you want Aaron Rodgers in that quarterback room. You know you need Aaron Rodgers in that quarterback room.
No one needs Aaron Rodgers. Okay, no one needs him. Aaron Rodgers needs Aaron Rodgers. That's it.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this question, and we do have some questions, right?
Yeah, we have a couple.
Okay,
but
let me just
everything you got.
let me pose a couple of questions here.
Perfect.
So on a recent flight back from the West Coast, I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm very open to helping individuals get their luggage into the overhead for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm strong. And number two, I'm tall. Okay, so I kind of check those boxes. Here's the dilemma I have, though. If I have an attractive young lady who needs a little bit of help of getting it into the overhead, I'm all about it. But do I need to also repeat that if I've got a mid woman in her 40s that needs the same type of assistance? Wow. Is that held against me? For instance,
what are you doing here?
I'm asking her a question. Please, I'm asking her a question. We're having a conversation here. So the girl in her 20s who's very attractive but small needs a little bit of help of getting that heavy baggage into the overhead, which had no business being in the overhead to begin with. Should have been checked. That's a whole nother story. So I assist her with this. Sitting in the seat next to her is a not so attractive older woman who has the same situation. If I did not help her, do you think I would have been side-eyed by a lot of people around me going, let's try to figure this one out? Help in the mid-20s, not help in the mid-40s. Is that a bad thing?
I think if you help too many people, you start getting locked into helping everybody.
Thank you.
So,
right?
I don't think your reasoning is very nice.
That's what you was going with? That's
You're not supposed to say that's the reasoning, Johnny.
I didn't say that's the reasoning. I'm just painting I help both of them, is what I'm saying.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, but because I felt like I had to. That
you did have to.
I did have to. Yes. I did not want to get side-eyed by people around me going, I got this dude figured out. A little bit shallow, but that's okay.
Next time, help the older lady first, and then help the younger.
But she didn't come up first. I mean, that's the whole
that's
thing.
Fair.
Now, if she came up first, look, if she came up first and I helped her out, then there would have been no problem. Then it would have been like, look, this dude is helpful. The fact of the matter is, yes, I did hesitate just a little bit getting off the line of scrimmage to get to the mid-40s versus the mid-20s. Full transparency. That's number one. Number two,
I'll start.
All started on that one. I do need to get your opinion on this whole Bill Belichick deal.
Okay.
Bill Belichick is under a lot of scrutiny now with the CBS interview and with the 24-year-old girlfriend, and the girlfriend is now involved in the Bill Belichick Productions, whatever that is. She's very hands-on. Do you have a problem with this relationship, seeing a 70-year-old man with a 24-year-old grad student who's very, quote-unquote, hands-on in the day-to-day operations of Carolina football?
Okay, so here's my opinion on this. I think Bill Belichick is a very, very smart guy. Okay, he knows what he's doing. He's dating her for a reason. Okay, publicity, good or bad. But the interview where she kept butting in and ruining the flow of the interview, that had to have been staged. He knew she was going to do something like that. He might have even told her to. Okay, there was some reasoning behind it, because otherwise, I don't think he keeps her around very long, because there has to be something behind the scenes, some agreement where when he gets uncomfortable, she is the bad guy and jumps in to save him.
You think
he
so?
Still looks great. I saw
so?
I saw that opinion on TikTok, and I agree with it, because I think he's a very smart guy. I think he is.
So you think it's all calculated to where it gets to a situation of uncomfort, and that's the default. That's why she's there. Well, that's one of the reasons why she's there.
Yeah, one of the reasons, of course. There's many reasons, I'm sure, but I think the reason for that interview specifically, why she kept doing what she did, was because he had asked her or knew that she was going to do that.
How do you think the players feel about this?
I think probably a lot of them are jealous they can't pull women like he can. But
yeah, I mean, look, have you ever been wooed by a 70-year-old like that? Like, seriously, like, has there ever been a 70-year-old? Not successfully.
There you go. That's a good answer.
Just asking the question, like, what is it about a 70-year-old? If a 70-year-old Bill Belichick, let's say, who would a 70-year-old that Marisa would be? Let's say Terry Bradshaw was a little bit more attractive these days than what he is.
Jeez.
And he came strolling in the Shorebreak and ponied up at the bar. And you're like, oh, God, that's Terry Bradshaw. I love Terry Bradshaw. Yes,
I can very confidently tell you that nobody over the age of 35 is piquing my interest right now.
Wow.
No matter who it is, no matter what amount of money, that's just very very odd to me.
You say that now.
I have a great relationship with my dad, everybody. Okay, I have a great relationship with my dad.
Wow, do you guys?
No daddy
issues. Yeah, I was going to say, J-Lo, do you understand what she's talking about now? No daddy issues with Marisa. All right. Those were a couple of questions that I have. Let's get to the mailbag this morning, please, if you don't mind.
We have a couple more for you. We got a couple more.
Where did that come from? Why did we roll that out?
Because the question that you asked.
Does somebody vet her? I mean, what are we doing here?
Let's go to the questions.
Let's just go to the questions.
Save this segment.
Hey, George from Portsmouth wants to know, we haven't heard Marisa's best bets in a while. Obviously, that used to be our segment back in the fall.
Yes.
He wants to know, are you liking the Steelers 2025 season total, the over 8.5 or under?
Oh, I'm taking the over on that. Mike Tomlin finds a way. Okay, he finds a way.
He does find a way. He does always find a way.
So she likes the over. Do you place any wagers on basketball at all? Do you get into it at all with the playoffs or no?
Not so much. But if you want to talk WNBA, I'm putting all my money on Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers, are you really? Look at you, Paige Buckets.
Yes.
Well, we'll have to get to that.
Why such a grin with Paige Beckers? What is it about Paige Beckers that you're a fan of?
They call her the Rizzler for a reason. Okay, she's got a charm I can't describe.
Yeah.
She's just fun to watch.
She is fun to watch. I will say that she's fun to watch. She's a very good all-around player. I love her game, and I love her backstory. If you get a chance, I'm telling you, check out the backstory of everything that she has been through at UConn with the injuries. I'll give her credit, man. It's somebody to root for. No doubt about it.
For sure.
We're definitely gonna talk WNBA.
Well, I'm not. I would normally say I'm not going to wager on the WNBA, but I have. I think I'm 2-0.
Yes, you are.
In my lifetime wagers.
There you go.
So I can't wait. I'll be hitting Marisa up offline for all her WNBA picks. Good work out of her.
All right, 2 more for you, Marissa. Mark from Virginia Beach wants to know, what is some basic football information that my girl should know if she is dating a football crazy fan like myself?
Okay. A touchdown is 6 points, not 7 points. Okay.
Ooh,
I've heard that mistaken by a lot of novice women. So that's I think that's my number one. Not every player plays every play. So you have an offense and you have a defense, and they are different squads. You have a special teams, which is also a different squad, but they can cross. They can,
going to the X's and O's.
They're special.
Yeah,
they're special.
They're special teams for a reason. Okay. You have so many players on the team. There's a depth chart, so there's not one player for each position. There's many in case of injuries. And Steelers is the number one team. Are the number one team.
And you don't throw the ball as deep as you can every single play, huh?
Not every single time. Yes.
And I had now and not goal.
Yes. I will say though, there was one time I was watching football with an ex, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's clear offensive pass interference." And he looks at me with all seriousness and goes, "It's defensive pass interference. There's no such thing as offensive pass interference."
Bye.
Time to go.
We're out.
I respect that right there.
I mean, look, for the dude, you don't come back from that.
You
You don't.
You don't come back from that, because then every single party, she's going to bring it up.
That's right.
She will expose you as a fraud in front of all your friends.
Every Thanksgiving, you're watching the Cowboys, but hey, remember the time when I told you and you said there's no such thing?
Here's what I love about Marissa. She's nodding her head. She's saying, "Yep." You know what that means? Pettiness. She is just as petty as yours truly.
Welcome to the show.
Absolutely.
Elephants don't forget. Elephants don't forget.
That's right. I am launching a podcast next week. It's called the Petty Podcast.
I'm joining.
And all we're going to just do is we're going to just talk about petty things.
Yes.
All day long. All day long. You got any more questions?
Our final question for you, Marissa. This one coming from the entire crew of the morning drive. We've got to know. We've got to know. I know you've been very involved in this conversation. Could 100 men beat a gorilla?
Oh, God. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Seriously.
This is a serious question.
Yes. Okay. You get 25 people each to hold down individual arms and legs, and then you pull.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's all you need to know.
That's the game plan. That's the game plan.
That's the game plan.
That is the game plan.
Yep. There you have it.
All right. Marissa, always a pleasure. Again, Shorebreak Pizza and Tap House, 2 locations in Virginia Beach. Check them out online at shorebreakvb.com for a list of daily specials. And, of course, tonight is Heroes Night, 50% off all first responders, military, teachers. Good stuff right there. Any parting shots? What do we got going on this weekend at Shorebreak besides the NBA playoffs? You got some college baseball that's going to be on. What else we got going on?
I think the Caps are playing this weekend too,
the
right?
Caps
we're still in it. Yes.
For round 2 of the Capitals, are they in action?
Yeah.
Do you get a good Capitals crowd?
We really do. I'm a Caps fan, so I love putting it on sound, seeing how many people we can get in for it. But, I hope that I'm working when they play, because the energy is fantastic in the whole building. So
now, when are you working again? When are you going to be back in the building?
I work tonight, so if you come by, I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about this weekend? We want all the people that troll this radio program to stop by and say hello.
Sunday. I'll be there Sunday too.
Sunday?
I had a couple guests come in this past weekend and say, "Hey, we listened to you on the radio, and it's nice to put a face to a name."
Oh, really?
Look, I was told by the owner. I was there a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "John, swear to God, this was the exact truth." He says, "Not a big fan of radio. However, you guys, I get asked every single time I'm in here, 'Hey, is Marissa in?' I heard her on the radio show. I'd like to say hello to Marissa." Now, I don't know if they're more of a fan of Marissa or more of a fan of the show. I think it's more of a fan of Marissa.
Probably.
Hey, and less of a fan of us, but hey.
It works.
She's on show.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
they're using me to get to you guys. Let's be honest. Okay, they're using me to get
I'm
to
cool
you.
with that. I'm good with that.
Yes.
That would not be the first time a woman has used me. I could honestly tell you that. It will not be the first time.
On the topic next week for the pettiness.
Yeah.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Well, we got to ask her next week. There is a couple in Pittsburgh, by the way, who named their baby Skeens after Paul Skeens. He met the baby yesterday. Is that a little bit too much? Maybe you could name your kid Rogers, is what I'm thinking, Marisa.
I mean, for a nickname that's super cute, I would say maybe a middle name, but first name, it's a little much.
Yeah. He met his namesake on Monday. Skeens, baby Skeens. Sounds like a disease, doesn't it?
It does.
It does a little bit. It does.
All right, Marisa, always a pleasure. I'll probably see you tonight.
See you later.
Thank you. The one and only Marisa. Marissa's Mailbag. We do it each and every Thursday, and it is brought to you by Shorebreak. All right. I know there are a couple of comments in the comment box. We will get to those coming up on the other side. We'll also talk a little NBA playoffs. What does the future hold for the Lakers and LeBron? We'll get into it. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by True Green. Expect heavy traffic on 564 westbound between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. For those of you heading east on 64, we're seeing some backup between King Street and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, as well as between 664 and LaSalle Avenue, where 64 westbound is seeing that congestion between 4th View Street and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. And expect delays on 168 bypass heading northbound between Kempsville Road and 464. I'm Elena Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
Summer is better with True Green. Get a lawn you'll love for less than you think. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get 75% off your first treatment. Restrictions
With True
apply.
Green, we got a golf course quality lawn at a great price.
That's when the golfers showed up.
Whoa, she's a beaut. I told ya. And because True Green does all the work, we get more family time.
Did you know it was this kind of tea time?
Everybody knew. Good luck with that.
They're actually kind of helpful.
And our lawn has never looked better.
You flying through?
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Fairways look great.
Get started at truegreen.com.
Say Santa version 2.0, a 61st birthday celebration for Maynard James Keenan. Featuring Primus, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle. All three bands on stage together May 11th. Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater in Virginia Beach. On sale now at the Amphitheater box office and livenation.com. Don't miss Say Santa featuring Primus, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis, but if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams Deloach, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why there's CHKD Sports Medicine. Advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
News 3 to 5 on Fox Sports 1310. Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, it's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
All right, let's get into it. 8:30 on a Thursday. Great to be with you. We got to update the poll. You don't mind there, Suave, the poll question on the X at Drive Johnny D?
Yes,
Please?
yes, please. We can go ahead and do it right now. Let's go ahead and start with this one right about now. And our pacer poll question. We talked about the Lakers losing to the Timberwolves. So we begged the question: has the LeBron James experience with the Lakers been a success or failure? Coming in at 75% goes to being a failure.
I watched an interview with Giannis, and I think it was also the same type of interview last year on social media. And the same reporter asked him the same question last year about, hey, was this season a failure?
Yeah.
But it does bring up a good point. Look, Michael Jordan played, 15 years in the NBA, won 6 titles, but he lost 9 times. Were those 9 failures? Like, only one team is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
What were you expecting when LeBron James came to the Lakers? What were you expecting? Multiple championships?
I think
he did deliver one.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to Lakers fans, they compare him to likes of Kobe did 5 times. Shaq did 3 times.
Yeah.
Kareem, Magic, Worthy. Like J-Lo said earlier, Lakers is synonymous to the championship. So just bring in one. Lakers fans don't see it as just one. They're going to see it as more. And then, like I said, it's the bubble. So, of course, some people think extra. So that's why.
All right. So you consider it a failure so far? I mean, this season's a disaster.
It is.
I mean, a disaster. But if you are the ownership of the Dallas Mavericks, you are sitting back this morning going, interesting what's going on in LA.
Yeah, Nico laughing.
Well, Nico is laughing a little
he's
bit.
laughing.
Now he's got no fan base, but he's laughing a little bit. And the Dallas Mavericks are still at a pretty good spot. I don't know where they draft. I don't know if they give up draft picks or anything like that. But I know they have a chance at Cooper Flag, don't they? I mean, a very small chance.
Very small.
Very small.
Man, look, if I'm the Mavs, can I go all in to go get a Cooper Flag?
I would.
And move up a draft. I just don't know if a Utah or Washington or Charlotte gives it up.
Cooper Flag is just praying, please don't win at Washington. Don't win the lottery. Don't win the lottery.
You really think so?
He don't want to go to Washington.
Look, he's going to play out his rookie deal and then go to Boston anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Boston.
Are you seriously strong that he's going to go to Boston?
Absolutely. He grew up a Boston fan. Like their entire family are fanatics for the Boston Celtics. Mark it down.
Over under how many years?
Mark it. Look, whatever the rookie contract is in the NBA,
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head. Mark it down. When he becomes a free agent, he will be with the Boston Celtics. Doesn't matter. Wherever he gets drafted, he is not staying there. He will end up with the Boston Celtics.
So in the NBA, rookies drafted in the first round sign a 4-year rookie scale.
4-year deal.
First 2 years are guaranteed, and the team has an option to extend the 2 additional years.
So he'll play 4 years.
He's going to play 4 years,
play 4 years,
which will get him to 19, 20, 20, 22 years old, 23 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's boss. Trust me, Boston will be fine. It'll be on the tail end of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, whoever else they bring in, and then you're going to reload with a Cooper Flag. Mark it down.
Mark it down.
Mark it down.
And Johnny will be very bitter.
Oh, God. So pissed.
All right, so next one we have Johnny D just coming fresh from the West Coast. So he asks, is it better to be a sports fan on the West Coast or the East Coast? This is a close margin right here. 57.1% go to West Coast.
There is something to say about, hey, getting up at 9:30 on a weekend, there's a game on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and you don't miss a game.
I love it. I love the idea of it. Listen, I would do it right now.
Would you move to the West Coast?
I would.
I probably wouldn't. I mean, I've
No.
never been. The furthest west I've ever been is Tennessee. So
You and not. J-Lo is never leaving the state of Virginia.
I don't plan on leaving
No.
now.
He is never leaving
some
the state
big
of Virginia.
opportunity opens up somewhere. No,
No, there's not a big enough opportunity. I could see you wanting to be close to your family for the rest of your life.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but
No.
what I am saying is, if there's a big opportunity somewhere, I'd probably take it.
I see right now the dream job is going to happen for J-Lo. He's going to be the voice of UVA.
UVA.
He'll be Ted Williams.
That would be the dream.
Let me tell you this: J-Lo will never be the voice of UVA.
No, it's not about me. It's about the fact of there's one person that gets that role, and right now it's Sean
And they
Freeman.
lock it.
And he's pretty young. He's like in his 40s, I think. So
Right. Who
he's
did
like,
he replace?
He replaced David Kane.
That's
He's with
right.
the Bucks now.
That's right.
And Kane, I mean, I never thought Kane was going to leave really, but he got the opportunity with the Bucks. Freeman's never leaving though. I mean, he is built UVA. He worked with UVA for years and decades to be able to get that role. That's
I
not
mean,
going to happen.
people get gigs like that. If you could call football and college basketball,
absolutely,
and a little bit of everything, and you're usually employed by the sports properties that covers that. As long as that sports properties or the school, you're going to be locked in for 25, 30 years. I mean, you really got to mess up
until you retire.
Yeah, I mean,
for some people, like it's until they die.
It's
like
65, 70 years old.
Yeah,
right. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a talent thing.
Yeah, I could be the most talented play-by-play in the world. I'm not going to get that role.
No, you're not. You're not. But that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. There are other colleges you could work at.
Virginia Tech.
You could work at UVA Wise. Something like that.
Wow.
Don't take shots at my man Corey over there. Warpath.
No, not at all. I'm just saying it's a stepping stone for bigger and better things.
Absolutely.
Which also, just so you know, when I was talking to Sedano, we talked about, hey, what he would like to do future-wise. He did tell me, because he does do a lot of play-by-play stuff.
Yeah.
He said he studies some of the best play-by-play guys every day. Every day he's studying how they are, how they prepare, how they call games, rolling back tapes, watching, writing it down. Are you doing all that? No, you need to start doing
I'm not doing
that.
all of it, but
No,
I
you
really
need to
do. Across the last year and a half, I paid a ton more attention as far as who these broadcasters are, where they come from, where they went to college.
But my question is, are you writing down notes? No. See, that's it. Your goals are not your goals until you write them down. You're not learning anything until you put it in a notebook or something. You got to get a notebook. Seriously, this is what you need to do is every single day you get a notebook and you are writing down things that you learned about the industry, right? About the process, what these guys are doing. That's what you got to do every day, every single day. And there's great articles on the internet too about that as well. There's a great article about podcasters and the gentleman who works at ESPN, who's in charge of the McAfee show and all these other shows. And hey, is that becoming saturated podcasting? And how do you balance it out between the television side and the podcast side? You got to write all this stuff down. Are you writing this down? You're not even writing down the advice that I'm giving you.
I'm listening to you.
You listen, you ain't retaining it. It's a problem. You listen, but are you hearing me?
Yes.
It's like Jimmy, right, Suave?
Yes, it is.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
do you hear Jimmy? Or are you listening?
Oh, man, here you go, man. But I can admit what Johnny D is telling the truth, because I asked Ted the same thing, and Ted did tell me how to become a better play-by-play. He said to write things down, go to the games, and just commentate by yourself, and then go back and hear it. And then see if you hear yourself,
That's what,
are you doing the right thing to say?
You know the story of how Pete Mishu got into doing the Tides?
No, I do not.
He grew up around here. He was a 757 guy, and he literally, as a kid, he'd come summer nights. You know, this is a different time. He would just go to the games by himself as a kid. He'd sit up in that upper deck with the Tidewater Tides, and he would just commentate. He had this recorder. Commentate every single night.
Exactly what Ted said.
Every night.
Practicing. So if it is something you do want to get into, it's what you got to do. I mean, you got to practice that stuff, and you got to write it down when you see and hear things, because you're not going to remember everything. Shame on you. That's your fault in life. You're 18 and you think you could remember everything, and you can't. You can't. It's impossible. You write it down. Write it down.
I got a notebook about all that stuff.
Write it down. You're not even writing it down. Humor me. Just write it down.
I'll have a pen.
All right. Perfect.
Take the numbers.
I don't have a pen. What other poll questions we got?
All right, so let's go to the next one. We was asking about Pat McAfee since we were just talking about it. So based on recent events, is the Pat McAfee show on a downward spiral? Coming at 66.7% go to no, it's not.
No. Now, look, I'm still a fan of the McAfee show. I still try to check it out every single day. However, the amount of wrestling lately is kind of
it's around WrestleMania time. That's why it always is.
He's always doing something on remote Mondays.
It's gonna be more because he got a match coming up this month.
See now
he's wrestling Gunther.
Now I get it. When you start getting into the slow season, once the NBA playoffs die down, and you're really waiting for whether it be the NBA draft or NFL off season, whatever it is, you're going to fill the time. I totally understand that. Just some of the wrestling is a little bit too much. It's just a little bit too much for me.
Well, I got to ask you this question, John. I could have sworn wrestling would talk about guys in tights. Scott Jackson had Hangman Adam on
I
the show.
saw that.
Yes.
I saw that. You did not take advantage of this. He was in the studio, and I thought you were going to be interviewing him. And then I see all over social media, who is this dude?
Hangman Adam
Who
Page.
the hell is this?
He's from Virginia. That's why.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
Now,
He
did
went
they
to
already
Virginia
have
Tech.
this event?
Yes, I went to it yesterday.
Oh, it was last night.
last
You
night.
didn't even talk about it today.
Well, we got everything to talk about. NBA draft. I mean, there's a lot of things we could talk about. But yes, I mean, if you look on our social media account, TMD with Johnny D, I was at the AEW show last night with one of my friends, David, and had a great time there.
Wow.
And he was the final match, and he won.
Let's get down to it. Did you pay for the tickets, or were they freebies?
They were freebies.
Nice. What type of seats?
Great seats. When it was
Packed?
100. Yes, it was.
Packed.
It was.
And it's the AEW?
AEW. Okay. So it's basically like another promotion like WWE, so that's AEW.
So is this the minor leagues or?
No. It's a big promotion. It ain't big as WWE,
No.
but it's a big promotion.
Are these cast-offs from the WWE?
No.
Are they has
some
been?
of them are.
Some of them are.
Some
Yeah.
are.
Okay.
But
I love how Suave is trying to dress it up like it's pretty, but it ain't pretty.
But they doing their best work to me coming over here. Like guys like Christian Cage doing his best work.
Edge is still around, Johnny. He's been around forever.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
you
got
don't
me.
care about Edge. You don't even know Edge is doing.
Sorry, J-Lo, I've been dating. Have not paid attention. But I've been married for the last 24 years.
Good for you.
I have not paid attention to the AEW. Didn't know it existed at all. Did not know until this
Edge?
promotion.
Come on. Non-wrestling fans know who Edge is.
Come on.
He's not a wrestling fan.
I'm not a wrestling
I said
fan.
non-wrestling fans know.
No.
For Johnny D to know
Yeah.
a wrestler, it has to be big time. Like The Rock is.
John
Of course I know who
Stone
the
Cold
Rock
Steve
is.
Austin.
Of course I know those
Hulk
guys.
Hogan.
Because those
Yeah.
are guys, though, that have crossed over
Exactly.
into other platforms.
Yeah.
That's why I recognize
John
them.
Cena.
I did not even realize The Rock was still involved with wrestling.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Didn't realize until WrestleMania and everything else that Cena came back. He was doing the movies and everything else that he came back. I mean, Stone Cold has been there forever.
Yeah.
Those are guys that have crossed over. Obviously, I know who they are.
Yeah.
But some of the other dudes like Roman Reigns or who, I don't know
Yes.
who the hell that is. Oh.
Why he named his name?
Well,
Because he heard me.
You're Swami. Talking about him all the
That's
time.
why. Let's go to our last payroll pay sir question.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes to what was the reason for the early exit for the Lakers? We had the coaching of JJ Redick, LeBron James fourth quarter scoring, which he was terrible. We had Luka Doncic's defense, or the Wolves were just better. So leading that 50% goes to JJ Redick's coaching.
Wow.
Yeah. And coming in at 33.3% goes to the Wolves just better.
Hey, look, JJ, this is what you wanted.
Yep.
You could have been doing broadcasting still, and nobody would be criticizing you. But now you wanted the coach. No, not like this, man.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this.
I mean, look, Jay Billis, they got on Jay Billis a little bit, and then it goes away. But JJ Redick now has to deal with this the entire offseason.
Yep.
So is that the last poll
That's
question?
the last poll
All right, so the polls are open on our X account, formerly known as Twitter, at Drive Johnny D. YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. Got a comment? Drop it into the comment box this morning. Warpath chimes in. He says, I know that was a shot, but we need all the help. LOL. Talking about what?
UVA Wise.
Does he work with UVA Wise?
Yeah, he works for UVA Y. I don't know.
How
his
many
role.
jobs this dude got?
I don't know.
He's Jamaican there.
I mean, he's a Jamaican.
Yeah, Jamaican.
Good work out of him. Will Parker chimes in. Good morning, Will. I think it's hard to call LeBron and LA experience a failure when they won a ring with him in LA. I mean, that's the whole
It's
thing.
true.
Not everybody can win a ring. He also says, but after the rookie deal, he would be a restricted free agent.
Cooper Flag. I think
Flag.
Talking about
Yeah,
Cooper
Cooper
Flag.
Flag.
I'm telling you, Cooper Flag, mark it down. Look at the Cooper Flag story. Like they grew up diehard Celtic fans up there in Maine. Diehard Celtic fans. That's where he will end
Him
up
and his mom.
when it's all said and done. David chimes in this morning. Good morning, David. Glad LeBron James has gone down in defeat once again. Wow. I mean, the hatred for LeBron James, who's considered by many the greatest of all time. enjoy seeing him in defeat. What's up with that? Unbelievable. So keep those comments coming.
Gotta love it.
On our YouTube stream at Cova Sports TV. And Hank, of course, chimes in. He goes, hey, I need more time on the scroll. How about this tomorrow?
Yes.
We'll give Hank an entire segment tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We'll pick something in the 7 o'clock hour. I will give. How much time do we need to give Hank tomorrow?
Yeah, whole segment.
How much time?
Minutes.
We'll ask Hank.
20 minutes.
15 to 20.
Forget that. I'm not giving him 20 minutes. Lost your mind.
Well, a whole segment
minutes.
is 15 to 20. So
Can I give him the 8 o'clock hour and just leave?
the whole 8 o'clock hour
And just leave.
Just spitballing ideas here. How much time do you need, Hank? You let us know how much time you need, and then we'll figure it
I
out.
think Hank need at least 10 minutes.
God almighty.
I know.
All right, wrapping it up, 8:43 on the other side. The odds for tonight, and my feelings going into it tonight. Detroit taking on the Knickerbockers. Which way am I leaning? I'll give you my best bet. That is straight ahead. It's the morning drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Discover. Expect heavy traffic heading west on 64 between 4th View Street and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. 64 eastbound is also seeing some delays between King Street and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, as well as between 664 and LaSalle Avenue. For those of you heading north on 664, expect delays between 17 and Terminal Avenue, and heavy traffic heading east on 264 crossing Downtown Tunnel. I'm Elena Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
Tedeschi Trucks Band. Live in 25. One of the best live bands in the world. Tedeschi Trucks Band. Live at Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater at Virginia Beach. Friday, May 16th. With very special guest Buddy Guy. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit TedeschiTrucksBand.com.
With True Green, we got a great price on a golf course quality lawn.
Which attracted golfers.
Morning. Who needs a warm-up? And because True Green's doing the work, we get to have more fun.
Please don't post that.
Too late.
They don't have grass this thick in Australia.
That's what happens when you have a great lawn.
Shanked it again, huh? They're fun to have around.
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at TrueGreen.com.
Loans, your truck. Dan Cotado tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
Well, for certain teams. And then between Sanders, Shadeur, sandbagging interviews, nobody wants a celebrity backup quarterback. So now, was I surprised? Yes.
This is The Herd. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Fox Sports 1310. You're listening to The Morning Drive on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM. And always free on the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app.
Hey, wrapping it up on a Thursday edition of the program. A reminder, you got a question, you got a comment, you could hit us up via the Tell 'em Kill 'em talk and text line at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Also post a comment in the YouTube stream at Cova Sports TV. Follow us on the X at Drive Johnny D, where the polls are open, and on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. Did you guys do a pregame?
Yes,
we did.
You did?
Yes.
I noticed you don't involve me anymore.
Well, you don't want to be.
Well, that's good work out of you.
I used to go in there. You say, no, I don't want to do it. You and Suave.
Yeah, you and Suave.
You're in it though. Don't
when
worry.
you're in it, it's funnier in my opinion.
Wait a second. How am I in it?
Well,
I didn't even know you did it.
We just showed you.
Oh, well, we pan the camera over there.
Yeah, we pan the
But,
camera to
in
you.
my opinion, when you're in the pregame, it's more entertaining. But
think so?
But
I
yeah,
think so,
but you
too.
come out here and say, no, you guys
Well,
handle the pregame.
what I like, though, is I'm trying to lock in for the show. And I want you guys to be the face of the show, right? Promoting the show with the masses on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't want to do that, let me know.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying, I think it's more entertaining when you're.
Yeah.
But when we see the Johnny D or the Johnny D, that's when it's really
The
entertaining.
bitterness.
Oh, boy.
The
The
bitterness.
When there's no FCC, there's no.
Oh,
It's
God.
like, here you go. This
Yeah.
is the Johnny that we know.
This is
It's
social media.
great.
There's no filter.
There are some questionable comments that are made on Instagram.
That's a polite way of putting
Look,
it.
especially, I'll kind of give our listening audience a heads up. If the Knicks lose tonight,
Oh,
Yeah.
you may want to tune in tomorrow morning.
oh boy. On the Instagram.
Well, is it the way they lose or just they lose? Period.
Well, look, they're losing tonight. In fact, what are we watching for tonight? J-Lo, get us ready for the evening. While you're doing that, I just want to look up what the money line, what I can make. Look, Detroit is given 1.5 to the Knicks. Knicks money line is plus 105. Detroit's is minus 125. I'm just wondering if I put it all 500 down on Detroit tonight. What am I going to do?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll look it up on the app. You tell me what's going on today.
All right, yeah, what to watch for? Johnny just said it at 7:30. It's Game 6. The New York Knicks playing the Detroit Pistons on TNT or True TV. And then at 10 o'clock, Denver Nuggets playing the LA Clippers. It's been a good series so far on TNT or True TV. And coverage will also be on our sister station, Party Auto Sports Radio 94.1. As far as baseball goes, at 1 o'clock, you can catch the Minnesota Twins and Cleveland Guardians on MLB Network. At 6:45, the Washington Nationals once again play in Philadelphia at the Phillies on Masson. At 7 o'clock, the Boston Red Sox playing the Toronto Blue Jays on MLB Network. And at 10 o'clock on MLB Network, Colorado playing the San Francisco Giants. That'll be joining in progress. And then as far as minor league baseball goes, at 6 o'clock tonight, you don't want to miss it. The Norfolk Tides playing the Charlotte Knights, trying to get their revenge back on our sister station, Party Auto Sports Radio 94.1. That's about what we're watching for tonight. But as always, don't forget to tune in this afternoon. Scotty Jackson, 3 o'clock, Party Auto Sports Radio 94.1.
So the Tides are in action again tonight?
Yes.
What time is that game?
6 o'clock.
And that's on the road?
Yes.
So what time's the pregame?
5:55.
5:35. So Scotty's got his show, what, 3 to 5:35?
Around there.
Right around there.
Yeah.
God, must be nice.
Yes, about 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yes.
Just reading those texts and chopping it up with old James and maybe a little Richie Somerville drop in. God almighty.
And then get up and walk off.
They have a very good cookie cutter interview with Pete Mishu every day.
Well,
too.
well, let me tell you this about Scott, though. He's a hypocrite. And I got to tell you why.
Is he now?
Look, on the social media, I see him taking a picture with
Heyman, right?
whatever this guy is for the AEW.
Tell it, Johnny D.
My question is,
Yes.
did he happen to play the rant about WrestleMania and
No,
how
he
wrestling is fake? See, that's what I'm talking
It's
about.
thank you. Thank you.
Hypocrite.
Thank you.
He's a hypocrite.
Thank you. Cut that. Cut that.
You're a hypocrite.
Thank you.
Wow.
Don't sit there and rant about wrestling being fake, and then all of a sudden you pose it for pictures because the guy comes in the studio.
And say thank you for coming in. Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you.
because he could suplex you right over there in the corner of the studio. Hypocrite. Scotty.
Cut
Shame
that
on you.
one. Cut that footage.
Shame on you, Scotty.
Shame on you,
Yeah.
Scotty.
If Scott was a real man, he would have removed himself from the photo.
Yeah.
Right? You
He
let
said, just excuse me. I gotta
you
go to
let
the bathroom."
James, you let Richie take the photo.
Yeah, you saw
No.
James with the
You
wrestling
don't
shirt
say,
on.
excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom. You
Just-
go, look, here's the deal. I don't believe in what you do. I'm just going to stand over here.
And James was loving it too. What shirt did James have? He had some sort of wrestling shirt on, didn't he, in the picture, Suave?
Yes.
He was loving it.
Yes.
Whatever it was.
I mean,
and Richie was in the picture too.
Don't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Just remove yourself from the
The
picture.
whole Priority Auto was in
Look, we're going to promote the event. There are a lot of people that enjoy the wrestling at Chartway. I get it. I'm not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in what you're doing. I think it's fake. I think you're a fraud. I'm just going to go to the corner. That's it.
This is why I asked her, well, are you sure that was real of you, or are you doing it to promote maybe a wrestling event that you're going to be a part of? Because I mean, one time we had a person.
Hold on a second.
I'm going to tell you
who's going to be part of an event.
See, a while back on one of our stations down in Max Media, 97.3 The Eagle, there was a guy who actually was in a wrestling match at Eagle's Nest, and he got suplexed bicep actually by a midget wrestler. He was on the radio boasting, talking all this about wrestling, and what happened was he went to it because it was for a show that he got into a wrestling ring. So I thought Scott Jackson was doing the same thing because
There's no way.
Scott's not getting in a wrestling ring.
He is not getting in a wrestling ring.
He went on a tyrant. On the
that's truly how he feels.
If Scott, what's the money? Can I just hammer the fact that he's not going to get in the wrestling ring in his lifetime?
No,
ever.
That's not happening. Number one. Although I would pay to see a midget suplexing.
I would pay a lot of money. I would pay a lot of money. That would be incredible.
I would pay for that.
Shoot, I'd pay to see anybody see
that. Would be
Scott.
spectacular.
That'd be entertaining.
That would be spectacular.
Yeah, is this fake, Scott?
I mean, so do me a favor. If you're listening to the radio program right now, and you listen to Scott Jackson afternoons on Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1, do me a favor. Give him a call or text him and say you're a fraud. That's all you need to do. Say you're a fraud for taking pictures with a wrestler, but it's an industry that you don't believe in. That's it. That's all you got to do. So make sure you listen to him this afternoon.
Corey will. We know Warpath will.
Yes.
He'll call in.
Warpath's a big fan?
Yeah, Warpath calls in.
He calls in.
Calls in. Text him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember he tried to get you an invite to Eagles. He failed.
He tried. He tried.
I tried hard for you.
And people was asking for you too, Johnny.
I know they were.
Yeah.
They love me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, finally.
They do.
Finally.
They do love me. They don't think I'm real. There can't be an individual on this planet as bitter as this guy seems to be. That's what they're thinking to themselves. All right? That's what they're thinking to themselves. Hey, very quick odds tonight. Knicks, as I mentioned, taking on the Pistons. That opened up Detroit 3.5. It's down to 1.5 with the total at 212. I did look. If I put 200 down, I win 360 on the Pistons just outright. Kind of leaning into that. Just the way the Knicks are. You got an opportunity to close it out at the Garden. You don't do it. You're awful in the fourth quarter. Not even bringing up Tom Thibodeau and the fact that Hart and Brunson are sitting on the sideline at the end of that game. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. This is what the Knicks do. You're going to go to Detroit. Detroit's going to win for the first time in forever at home. And then you're going to go back to the Garden for a game 7.
They'll probably win.
How's Brunson's ankle? Is it good? Because he was hurt last time.
Who knows? It's hurt every game. It's hurt every game.
That's why we love Johnny.
All right, it's hurt every game. I'm telling you, lean in Pistons outright tonight. I'm putting all the money on the Pistons outright tonight. They're going to win this game. They may win it easily, and then it's going to go back to the Garden for game 7. Clippers taking on the Nuggets, 10 o'clock tonight. Clippers right now open at 6.5, still at 6.5. 212 is the over in that one. And who's up in that one? Is the Clippers up 3-2 or the Nuggets are up 3-2? Yeah, Clippers will win tonight as well. We're going to both are going to game 7.
That's exciting stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's what we want.
I am excited for that next game. That's the one thing. That's been the most entertaining series by far to me. The fact how chippy it's gotten, how intense it is.
Yeah.
That's the basketball I want to watch. I'm excited to watch that tonight, and I hope it does go to a game 7. Not for you, Johnny, just because I want to watch another game.
By the way, Johnny D said, I kind of want Thibodeau to get fired if you keep doing stuff like that, man.
We're going to see. Hank, by the way, has chimed in. I'm going to call Scott Jackson today. I never listened to his show. Do it. Give him a call today.
Hey, he's great.
And J-Lo, don't put my business out there, y'all. Snitch.
You're calling into a radio show.
You're an absolute snitch.
Warpath. You're calling into a radio show that's kind of public information.
Snitches get stitches. Remember that, J-Lo. Foxhole guy.
I'll watch out when I will go in the parking lot.
Man, today. Foxhole guy is J-Lo. That's going to wrap it up for a Thursday edition Our thanks again to all the comments, all the texts, all the tweets for Suave, J-Lo, yours truly, Johnny D. The More to Drive, Fox Sports 1310 AM and the Fox Sports 1310 app. See you.